You're on.
Okay, welcome back to the 29th Irish Open, live from the 18-lane Leisureplex Centre in Stillorgan, Dublin, Ireland. The final squad of qualifying. It's going to be tense as everybody tries to make it through into the finals. Squad 14. And on our featured pair, we have Elko Guata, Cherise Denham, Tim Stamp, and Jenny Wegner. Should be an exciting squad. We've got the Sloan Ranger on the lanes again. He's already leading the tournament, but he can't help himself. He just wants to go on and play another 6 games. Probably thinks he's got 1,600 in him. And he probably has as well. But Paul Moore's at the back now. He's decided he's not going to play the last squad. He's got a number that he's reasonably happy with. He's going to go through the blocks. Is he? I think he's still in 8th place, or no, he'll have dropped down now.
Just dropped out.
Just dropped down. Let's check the combined qualifying scores, which you can find at 10pinbowling.ie/Irish Open.
We'll put a link in the description.
Yeah, so Chris Sloan on 15.27, followed by Thomas Kajko from Finland with 15.24. Santu Tavanainen, who I think's just had a haircut. Have you seen him? Santu. He's had the ponytail for the last 4 or 5 days, but I'm almost certain I saw him 10 minutes ago with a new haircut.
Maybe seen him yet.
Somebody must from England's probably said, get rid of that haircut. It's a disgrace. Anyway, Barry Foley in 4th place with 14.60, tied with Petri Kittori from Finland. Perttu Jusila, the president of the Finnish Federation, in 6th place with 14.46. In 7th with 14.40 is Joe Alsibrook. And I think, we haven't got the new scores up yet then, because Pete Stevenson has jumped into that top 8 and pushed Paul down to about 9th or 10th, I think. So we'll get some updated scores on the official website at some point. Just dealing with a couple of emails that I had in. One of them was that I said that Jamie Elliott were dating Emily Allen, and I'm wrong. It's she's dating somebody else, I think. I don't know where I got that from. Yeah. But she got a lot of messages that were saying that was the case. And she sent me a message. I'm not, I never have.
Rectification.
And an email from Kira Ray. Hi, Kira, if you're watching. She says, that photograph you took of me? Don't like it. Can you take it off? Yeah, but I'll need another one though. But yeah, happy to oblige. I don't like my photograph being taken. I didn't mind when I were good looking. I'm not so bothered now. Now I've lost my good looks. But I'm married now, so it don't matter. Not on the lookout. So your featured pair, as we said, Elko Gotta from the Netherlands, Cherise Denham from England, Jenny Wegner from Sweden, and Tim Stamp from Denmark. Nice mix of countries there, and a mix of styles as well, from players that bend the knee to players like Elko that don't. We need the front view changing round, if we can, Simon, to the centre, please. And then we can go have a look at the top side of the house. Yeah, just in the middle, so we can pick up both sides of 9 and 10, please, mate. So they go with the Sloan Ranger. Has he left a 5-pin?
You want it like that?
No, it can't have been a 5-pin. It must have been a 9-pin. So yeah, here we have a look at Cherise Denham on the featured pair. And let's have a look at Big Elko dashing towards the line. Big gentle giant, always got a smile on his face. Good Elko, loft it, yeah, there you go. Ooh, nice strike. And Jennifer Wegner. Oh, stone 9.
Oh, we have Coach Carter back in chat as well.
Hey, welcome back, Coach Carter.
Can you keep track on Jess Davidson, please? And tell her, said hello and good luck.
Will do.
I
I think she's up the top end. She'll be coming down this way at some point. Might even get her on the featured pair. Cherise, good shot. See, I'm not keen when I see Tim Stamp bowl now because I look at his hair and I think he's in Jedward. And then when I think about Jedward, I start thinking about the songs, and then I can't get the songs out of my head. I shouldn't even know them. Cherise goes to pick up a spare. 1 and 2 she on.
So she will be on 5 and 6. She will be on here in game 3.
Right, cool.
1 and 2, 5, 6, 9, 10. No problem.
Oh, we lost front view again. It's the only thing with it, it trips out now and again, doesn't it?
Yep.
It always comes back though. Come on, Jenny from the block. Boom! I love it when it does that, speeds up. So here comes Jedward, Tim Stamp. That'll probably be lost on the Danes, they won't know who Jedward is.
I have no idea as well.
It's them two twins with like hair that, like his. Like Tintin.
Okay.
Well, you won't know who Tintin is, you're probably too young.
Yeah.
So final, Simon, we'll get 2 guest presenters. You do the
Yeah.
and then we might take one of them cameras down there on the wire. We've got the set ones, we've got the front one, and then we can have one where I'm, and then you mix in between.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah, I just decided will do the Desperado, so.
I knew you would. I knew you would. You just can't help yourself, can you?
Nah.
You always think you've got that 250 in you.
Yeah.
Yet you were horrible in qualifying.
Yeah.
But then that's the beauty of the Desperado, isn't it? You can be horrible and then make it in one game.
Yeah. And then see afterwards 3 games.
And then afterwards go,
Yeah.
oh, €50 I just wasted there.
Huh?
It's €50, isn't it?
30.
30. Oh, well, okay.
So
That's not too bad then. Yeah, it's worth a shot for that, I guess. So Tim Stamp, front 5. Jenny from the block, first 3. They're the spare strike spare. Elko with 117 in the 5th as the fire alarm goes off again for the 2nd time this week. And Cherise Denham on 10. The future Miss Moore. Just comes up high and I actually think that Cherise gets more on the ball than Paul.
Yeah, he's standing right behind us, so.
Yeah, I think Cherise gets more on the ball than Paul Moore. He gives me a little smirk as to say, shut up, Dom. So watch this from Big Elko. It's going to look like he's throwing the ball at the camera.
Yeah.
The king of loft. Come on, bend that knee, Elko. Come on, big boy.
Bend it. Stand
You
up.
big shaven Chewbacca. Whee! Go on, Elko. Like Big Bird from Sesame Street. How's the Slane Ranger started? Not quite sure.
Wait. Dom.
Oh, you got binoculars.
We get binoculars again.
Oh, I can't see you. I'm short-sighted at the best of times. Stuart 779 says, oh, Paul Moore can retain his title. Up the lefties. What lane's Don Buckley on? And then she goes, oh, forget that. He's just told me he isn't bowling. So, Cherise Denham looking for a strike. Second one of the game. There you go. Wearing her man's signature shirt.
Chris is working a double with in frames 5 and 6 with 79 in frame 4.
Oh, so he's doing all right then.
Yeah.
Not as good as Tim Stamp here, though. He's on front 6.
Don't mention it. We know what happens.
It's not our fault. I keep telling you, we can't jinx anything. Watch, 7-10.
Looks good.
Ah! Come on, Jedward. Right, here we go with Big Elko now. And he's super loft. Watch this. You're not going to see the ball hit the lane at all. Now, well, what we got there, about 2.5 foot?
Yeah, something
at
about
least. There you go. Way! King of loft. Right, so we want an extension between now and tomorrow morning so that we can take that camera back a little bit.
Yep.
Ready for the finals. So I'll have a word with Michael Rowe. He's probably got a 6-foot extension that we can put there. Yeah, we have jinxed it. He's just left a single pin. But that was one time we didn't mention it. So
Coach Carter. Jinx.
jinx. There we go again with Cherise. Nice. So 199 in the 7th for Tim Stamp, 279 pace. Elko working a double, 137 in the 6th. Jenny Wegner 139 in the 6th with a double working. Yeah, there you go, girl. And with Elko again. Loft. Come on, big man. You shaven Chewbacca, you. Oh. Tim Stamp looking to get back on strike, keep his 279 dreams alive. just a touch high. And Cherise, also a little bit high. Keep the comments and chat coming in. Let us know where in the world you are. And please spread the web address as far and wide as you can. So watch this again from Elko. Must be throwing it at least 3 foot down the lane, 4 foot at least. Oh, it's hard work doing all the switching and talking as well.
What's the score for Björnsson on one lane? 11-12 this game. Best regards from Iceland. Your guys are great. 11-12. He's on 128 with the strike working in frame 7.
Hilda Munson doing okay, 35 in the third, but then she's got 5 in a row. And Aidan Byrne also striking for fun. He's on a 280 pace. Strikes bare 6 in a row. Elko picks up his spare. 245 for Elko.
Goed bezig, Gotha. There's...
Got that ball return again. Screaming in pain, that ball return then. So Jenny Wegner, strike for a 237. And 8 pins ladies bonus to go on top of that, so that's a good start. She throws a powerful ball. Cherise didn't get hold of that one, just comes up light. We'll get a front view again of Tim Stamp. Not so good that time. So Cherise is going to finish with 191 with a strike. Tim's finishes with 245. So that concludes that game, just about. Until Cherise bowls one more ball. Oh, thank you, Mr. Valgerson. So you guys are great. You knows it.
Whoa, over 100.
Woohoo!
Yeah, could be
Ole,
more, so
ole,
please,
ole, ole.
please share it.
Ole.
And get your friends invited as well.
Yeah, and people you don't like as well.
Yeah. Just spam Facebook with it, so nobody can miss it.
Jason Burns, look at him, he's going nuts at the minute. It's on a 279, is Jay?
No. No.
Barry were joking with me. Well, I don't know if he was joking with me. We did a talk temping. We changed the logo this week and we put some Irish players up there and stuff.
Yeah.
And he goes, why is Jason Burns up there? I said, he's Irish. But he don't won now. He's Irish. Plus, I like Jay. Oh, and he's pulled another one. Can maybe spin the camera around to Jason's lane just as he finishes up. So Jason Burns been actually getting a lot of coaching from Brian Michael, who people in England will know. A very good coach. He's coached some fantastic players over the years to World Cup titles, including Gemma Harding, Gemma Burden she was called, and also Mel Isaac, I believe. He's also coaching Chris Sloan, Jason Burns, and Mia Bewley. He's different classes, Brian. He coached in Egypt and Ukraine. He coached the England team for a while. He's probably one of the best coaches England never had at adult level. Yeah, good shot, Jay. So 278. Oh no, I'm saying Jason Burns is on the 200 and he's not. He's on the 215. I don't like it when them scores change over. It's Kenny Jameson that's on the 279. Sorry, Jason Burns fans. Rasmus Behrens going to finish with a 170 with a spare strike. And we'll go back to the featured pair now. Just about to get started in a moment. It gives us time to just go to a quick Storm advert. Another word from our sponsors. Thanks to Storm Bowling Products this week. So we'll be back in a couple of minutes' time with full commentary for the next game.
Hey Storm Nation, I'm Steve Klemkin, and we're here with Del Ballard, your Pro Tour manager, and we're excited to demonstrate the new Code Black for you today. Now, Del, you have a little bit of experience. I know you saw this ball go down the lanes in Japan, and also some of our international staff players when they came over and bowled the World Series of Bowling were using the Code Black. What have you been seeing out of the ball?
Well, Steve, the very first thing I noticed out of it is how it just kept on coming. A lot of time around the corner, a lot of times with guys that have high rev rates, the asymmetrical balls are kind of just quit. They'll slow down, get to the preferred spin axis, and just kind of slow down. Code Black just kept coming, so you never lost that entry angle going into the pins.
And that's for the high rev players, like you were saying. At the pro level, we definitely see that.
Yes, and for the lower guys who threw the ball a little straighter, you know what? Just barely cracked the shell a little bit, make it start a little sooner, and just kept on coming. It allowed them to play about 3 to 4 or 5 boards deeper than they normally would, and the ball would keep coming through the pins.
A lot of hook on the back end. Let's go ahead and turn these lanes on. Let's throw some shots and show you what we're talking about. I think you could see going down the lane, I mean, there was a strong motion. We had 2 different balls, 2 different layouts. Both of them were the 5x5 layout, one with a pin above and one with the pin below. So that's the different pin buffers.
Out of the ball itself, the 5x5 layout is very versatile layout. You might go like a 4.5 by 5 if you're a little less revs, a little lower rev rate. But always keep that mass around 4.5 to 5 inches, and he really gets down the lane and wants to kick on the back, either pin up or pin down.
And I think when we're looking at, if somebody's kind of going through in their mind trying to decide, do they want to add the code black to their arsenal, I think the decision really is looking at, do they need a ball that's going to give them a little bit more hook down lane?
Yeah, a lot of times when you're dealing with solid covers or stronger asymmetrics and they get the mass a little closer to the axis, they have a problem with it quitting on the back. You can drill this ball up a little bit, just a little farther from the axis, and my God, shit comes around the corner.
And that's one of the things I know when you're out there on tour working with the best players in the world. When you're looking at some of these layouts and trying to find out, exactly what kind of a motion you're going to get, you're trying to control the break point, trying to control entry angle, trying to control motion down lane. And that layout can be key in terms of them getting the look that they need in order to strike as much as they want to, right?
Yeah, exactly. Sometimes, a lot of times, too much back end's not good. But if you can control it when it hooks and when it starts by using a little bit of surface, it'll definitely give you the motion.
All right, Del. Well, hey, thanks a lot for being here. Appreciate it, Storm Nation. The Code Black, it's available November 22nd. Make sure you swing by and visit your Storm VIP Pro Shop and reserve yours today.
Welcome back to the 29th Irish Open, live from the 18-lane Leisureplex Centre in Stillorgan, Dublin, Ireland. On our featured pair now, we've got Grant Duggan, Jos Bakker, Patrick Yannick Sorensen, Marcus Bergendorf. Another mix of countries. Grant Duggan from Northern Ireland, Jos Bakker from the Netherlands, Marcus Bergendorf from Sweden, and Patrick Yannick Sorensen from Denmark. Any comments and chat coming in? Yeah, Brian asking what was the score for Jason Burns. I was telling everybody it was 279, but it wasn't. It was 215. And he's opened up with a spare in game 2. We've got Sloan Ranger just to the left of us on lane 8. Going to come into play now. You can see him on the left side there. Two-hander, leading the tournament at the moment. Second in the World Cup this year. Last year even. And strikes for fun. Oh, there you go. That's apt. He's got a Chinese dragon up on his scoring as well. John Chu's having a ball. Chewy. Craig Farr on front 2. Also down on 7 and 8.
What did Jess roll? We don't know.
Who?
Jess.
Jess? No, we don't know. Can't really call Chewy over from here. We'll find out very shortly for you.
Yeah.
So state of play on the featured pair then. Marcus Bergendorf runs up with front 3. Sorensen with a double and a 10-pin spare. Jos with 3 9 spares. Oh, it's Marcus from Denmark, sorry. He was staying with Chris Sloan, and I just naturally thought, because Chris is in Sweden quite a lot, it must have been one of his Swedish friends. It's not like the commentator to be wrong about everything, is it? Unless it's me. not usually right about anything. Which makes the commentary fun, really, because then we get some interaction with the crowd. Yep. Going, what are you on about? Marcus wearing his disco clothes. Yeah, just a simple black shirt. And his tattooed arm. I don't understand. Have you got a tattoo?
Nope.
Looks painful. I've never really wanted anything that bad that I want to have it on my body for the rest of my life. I have a picture of Yoda on my backside. Sorensen through the face. Roy Munson, he was a good player in Kingpin. Sloan Ranger up on 8. A strike. Okay, close up there of Sorensen. So the final squad of qualifying.
Yeah, can take my coat.
You
Get a little
can.
bit golden here right now.
Yep, final squad of qualifying. Then we've got the Desperado afterwards.
Yep.
We'll probably do the usual thing for the Desperado. I'll have you and somebody commentating, and I'll run up and down and
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
get the scores as they come through.
Just get a lot of paperwork and.
Yeah. I don't think we'll interview the Desperado winners.
No.
We'll get a photograph of all 4 of them, but that'll be about it. I don't think you deserve an interview after 1 game. 6 maybe. You got to be special to get into the Storm virtual studio.
Yeah. Chewy's on a good string now. 4 in a row. Chewy.
Chewy.
On 4. Coach Carter, so what are the rules of the Desperado? We'll have a look.
There's no rules. You go on there and you kick hell out of everybody and beat them with a stick. That's just a 1-game shootout, isn't it?
Yeah.
1 game on 1 lane. Ideally, we'll have 18 players. If we've got any more than 18, then we're into doubles pace on a few pairs. Whee, pin flying up the lane on lane 10.
There's nothing on Desperado in it, I think. I know that top 4 will qualify, but
Yeah. What do we think the cut will be for the Desperado?
by looks of the scores this week, 240.
You think for the top 4th place?
Yeah, 240, 245.
226. I'm going. Well, a nice safe number. There's always somebody has 1 big game, and there's always a couple on 230, 240.
Yeah, really close ones.
But then, you know, I've seen it as low as 209 for a Desperado before. Marcus Bergendorf, front 5. Let's have a look at Jos Bakker from the front.
You don't want it.
Come on, Scoop. Go on, shovel it, shovel it. Here we go.
He's the only one who you can see his face. Because he's so deep.
He's always shaking his head. He reminds me of Robert England. He used to play Freddy Krueger.
Okay.
Not with all the makeup on, just like normal. Not saying he looks like Freddy Krueger. Before he gets messages all over Facebook. We've just called you Freddy Krueger. Said he doesn't look like him, he looks like the actor that plays him. .236, says Coach Carter. And have a look at Grant Duggan. Just because we can. Yeah, shot Grant.
Chew is still going.
Yeah, rolling back the years is Chewy. Front 5.
Bergendorf stepping up right now as well.
Yeah, good boy.
Chew, you can see
Yoss
John
again.
Chew on the
Are you gonna?
back on left side of the screen. You can see
Ooh.
John there.
Yeah, clap it, Yoss. Clap it. Chewy's left a single pin.
Yeah.
Sorensen strikes. Don't say anything about the strike, says Coach Carr. You'll jinx him.
There was a goal scored by football.
Sorry?
Was a goal scored at football?
What, Man United or against them?
I think. Yeah, by Rooney.
I ain't Man U.
Don't say anything about strikes. You will jinx him.
Shh. Don't say nothing. So Grant Duggan looking for a Barney Rubble and gets it. So here's the player that we're not mentioning. Yeah. There you go. You're right, Coach Carr. Even when we didn't mention him, though. Now have a quick look up at the other side of the house. Harriet Harmon. See the red head. Yeah, good shot, Harriet. Young English player. And James Hemsley with his unique style. Is that the French girl there?
No, that's
No.
Mika. Mika Guldsback.
Ah, okay. And back over to this side of the house as Jos Bakker picks up his single pin spare and Sorensen going for a double. Oh, Swansea beat Liverpool today, did they? That's not going to impress Mr. Foley. I hope he makes it through the final round tonight, otherwise that's going to be a terrible day for him. if his team lose and he doesn't make it through.
He's out of top 8, right?
Yeah, yeah,
That's why he played again.
that's right, yeah. Sloan Ranger leaves a 10 pin. Shot Grant. Left a 5 pin. Nice to get away this week, away from home. I've spent most of the week trying to get mods on Minecraft for Little, and Daddy, I want to do this and I want to. She's watching these Minecraft videos for hours. It's like these two Americans talking about Minecraft while they're playing it.
Yeah.
A girl and a fella, and they're so annoying. But she'll watch it for like 2 hours at a time, and I've got to stop her doing it because it's not good for her listening to Americans for that long.
No. They've got an American accent then.
Yeah, and they're just so excited about talking about Minecraft. Oh, look at that thing over there! It's beautiful! Oh, shut up! But anyway, been putting mods on for her, so now she's got this thing where she can just build things just by pressing a button.
Yeah.
So she's loving it now. I quite like girls playing Minecraft. I think it's good for them getting into a bit of technology, and it's actually quite a good game. It looks like it's really old graphics and stuff, but the thought behind it's a bit like Lego on a computer, building stuff and crafting. Anyway, what's that got to do with bowling? Absolutely nothing. So let's get back on with the action. Shut up, Dom. The 167 for Bergendorf in the 7th with a strike working in the 8th. Sorensen with 146 in the 7th for the strike. 122 in the 7th for Grant Duggan and 141 for Grant Duggan and 122 for Jos Bakker in the 7th frame. Grant strikes again. Keep spreading that web address far and wide, please, for anyone that's just joined us. You're watching the Irish Open. 29th Irish Open. It's it. Yeah, good shot. Marcus. I do like a good messenger. Especially when it's delivering something cool.
Yeah.
On Jos, a little bit light. A few Jason Byrne fans. 142 in the 7th with a strike in the 8th. Jenny Wegner further down, looks like she's striking for fun. Got 4 in a row in frames 5, 6, 7 and 8.
Yeah, you've got a 10 pin right now and misses.
Oh, and missed it. Can't think I've ever seen her miss a 10 pin.
216 in frame 9 with an open.
Wow, yes. She'll not be impressed with that. Yeah, Tim Mack will be pleased to see West Brom at 2-0. Yeah, he likes his baggies. Thanks to Paul Delaney. How's Leeds doing? Are they winning?
No idea. Maybe someone in chat knows.
We are Leeds, we are Leeds, we are Leeds. We can't sing any words more than that. So Bergendorf 167 with a turkey in frames 8, 9 and first one in the 10th. Jason Burns 142 in the 7th with frames 8 and 9 covered with strikes, and he's just left a solid 7-10 in the pocket. Comes back smiling. And grimacing more than anything. So coming up to the end of this second game, Grant Duggan finishes with a poor 189. Sort it out, Grant. Bergendorf looking for the second one in the 10th. Leaves a 10 pin. Sloan Ranger, what's he doing? 177 in the 8th with the foundation 9th frame covered with a strike. So the first one in the 10th. Yeah, there you go.
Leeds don't play till 5:15, so.
All right, cool. I only care about Leeds results recently because they're playing well. I think I've had a good 10, 15 years of not watching so much because it's been depressing. But I'm not really a football fan, to be fair. I don't watch any football. I'm too focused in bowling, to be fair. I haven't got any room in my life for any more sports. So Jos coming good at the end with a double. So one more for a 192.
Yeah.
246 then for Marcus Bergendorf. 198 for Jason Burns. $7.10 from Sorensen. $2.13 for Craig Farr, $2.37 for Sloane Ranger. Chewy's going to finish with a 2.36 if he strikes out. He's got the first one. Jos going for one more. Through the face. Jos finishes with 190. Who's that on a string of strikes down there, Simon? You see it?
Gustav Björnsson.
Björnsson. It's on about 6 or 7 in a row there, from about the third frame onwards. Yeah, thanks Coach Carter and Perky for letting us know about the Leeds match. Never understood football. I liked it a little bit when I was a kid, but I don't understand that. It depressing the hell out of you when your team loses. I understand it, but it's only a game. Upset about sports that you play yourself, not that sports that other people play, that you've got no control over. But football is football. It'll always be there, I guess. It'll always be the #1 sport. 2.26 for John Chu. And that means we can go for a break. And we'll be back in 2 minutes and 49 seconds. Don't go away.
The original phase, when we developed it, we had one real strong thought in mind. We wanted something that was smooth, something that was controllable, something that when it encountered friction, it didn't really jump. In the phase 2, we have a sanded solid. The additive in a solid, when it's sanded, creates very strong peaks, very strong spikes. So those displace oil. So essentially what we're doing is by making those really strong dynamic peaks in the TX16 cover, we're able to create something that reads dry, even drier. But the nice thing about it is you can now move in and you can play into heavier oil.
So I've watched Kyle Troop bowl for a very long time, and he's obviously two-handed, but his ball speed and his rev rate match each other. So that lets him play anywhere in the lane that he wants to. When you have a ball in his hands like the phase 2, with a slight hand position change, he's able to play awfully straight or swing the entire lane if he wants to. That lower RG high differential gives him that smooth, easy transition on the back end, but he's able to cover a lot of boards laterally with a ball like that.
phase 2 would probably be one of my first balls out of my bag on many patterns, anywhere from medium to long patterns. Having the solid cover stock, such a strong core, but still being a symmetrical ball allows me to play the lanes a little bit further left. One of the big differences I noticed between the phase and the phase 2 was, with the phase being a pearl cover stock, it sometimes would shoot through the break point for me, whereas the phase 2, the solid cover stock really grabs and reads the lane and continues all the way through the pins.
Welcome back to the 29th Irish Open. We're actually just still waiting for the next game to start. We've got everybody's finished now, and it's yeah, everybody's just starting up again. So we're just waiting on all the monitors coming on. Looks like we've got Jess on this time on the featured pair. Jess Davidson, Ben Harvey, and I'm not sure about the other two just yet. So Ben Harvey, Jess Davidson, Ole Pekka Pajari, and Ole Abbotsjord. So we're here with Ben Harvey now, as I'm eating my chocolate ice cream. Oop. Single pin leave. Ole, 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 ole. Opens up with a strike. Nice to see Ben and Jess together. Both bowled together back in England, quite a bit in local tournaments. Should allow her to be a little bit more relaxed. Yeah, you would think so. It's nice to get somebody with you that you know through a block. A little bit of extra help in it. So we'll get our first look at Jess Davidson now. Tall left-hander. Yeah, good shot. So Sloan Ranger, Craig Farr, John Chu and Robert Lind to the right of us. Danny Comper, Mika Goodback. Mateus, can't see his second name. James Hemsley, who's opened up with a strike. Looking for it just on the right side, left side of the lane there, with his bowling off the wrong foot. Yeah, he's got a double though. That'd be quite a story if James Hemsley bowls feeling good. Good luck to him. Should maybe get some guest commentators now, because we've got quite a lot of people around, haven't we?
Yeah.
Who could we get?
I think I will get back to the hotel and change what I was planning to do in this afternoon, but...
You've done that, but go back to the hotel and...
Huh?
You've done that, but go back to the hotel today, you.
No.
You went back once, hadn't you? You didn't go back?
Mate.
All right, you've not been yet. I thought you'd been.
Nah.
Why were you going back? Why would you go back?
Bring the stuff back and change.
I thought you were bowling.
Nah.
Well, you changed your mind again?
Yeah.
Oh. I don't know. Can't keep up with you kids. Do you want an ice cream or not? Don't bother going back to the hotel because you're going to bowl.
No.
You are.
Nah.
You are.
No.
You've changed your mind 6 times already. You're gonna bowl. You can't help yourself.
Nah.
Don't. Come on. Just admit it. It's all right to come out, you know.
I'm not gonna bowl.
What do you all think? Do you think he's going to bowl or not? Place your bets. Question. Is Simon Shepherd's going to bowl again? Is he going to bowl the Desperado?
No.
He is.
No.
You are?
No.
No, you are.
No.
Who's told you can't? Girlfriend?
I just don't want it anymore.
But you did 10 minutes ago.
Yeah, but changed my mind.
You're going to do. I know
No.
you are. You are.
No.
You are.
No, I'm not gonna do it.
No, you are.
No.
You're going to stick your feet in now, aren't you? And not bowl.
Not bowl.
He's going to bowl.
No.
He is.
I'll be here doing comments with you in Desperado. And see you running around like a chicken without a head.
Yeah, but that's fun. We can always get 2 monkeys up here to do my job for us. He's going to bowl. So featured pair, Oli Pekapadari with a strike, spare, strike. Ben Harvey with a spare, strike and a 9 spare. Ole Abertshard with a strike, 8 spare and 8 count. Just leaves a single pin on the featured pair. We watch James Hemsley at the left side again. You know, we should have a competition. We should try and find a coach that can get James Hemsley to bowl off his proper foot. And whichever coach manages to make it happen is obviously the best coach in the world, because they've had a few people try to get it out of him apparently, and he just can't do it. And I think if I probably said to a couple of coaches, what would you do with him? They'd probably say, break his leg so he couldn't do it.
Yeah. That's one way.
Well, as I've said a few times, I like James. He just gets on with it. He enjoys his bowling. Does it really matter if he bowls off the wrong foot or not? Not really. It's just a talking point, isn't it? He has a place in the Ministry of Silly Styles. Or unusual styles, shall we say. Sloan Ranger strike, split open, double.
Elko Gordon is starting off with a front 5 in lane 17-18.
Yeah, we've got a lot of good technology here, and we've actually got some cool binoculars so that we can see some of the lanes now. Well, we're in game 3 now. Craig Farr, 9 spare turkey, down on 11 and 12. Sloan Ranger adds another one for a turkey.
I got a sticker by it.
What?
He got stickers for turkey.
Yeah.
I got one.
You got one?
I got one.
You mean you actually got a turkey?
Yeah.
Good work.
Yeah.
Sweet. There you go. So it's not been all bad. I got gobbled by Selwyn in Dublin. So you're happy then? Did you qualify? No, but I got a badge from Selwyn.
And I got some cake.
And some cake. Well, there you go. You're on a winner. First time I ever met him, he says, "Would you like some lemon drizzle?"
Yeah.
I said, "Actually, I'm not quite hungry, but thank you." And I was like, first time anyone's ever offered me anything but a punch.
He brought it this time again.
Sorry?
He brought it this time again.
Yeah, he usually brings loads, doesn't he? He's a nice kid. I say kid, he's 54 or something like that. Like, what?
If you see him, it's like maybe 30, 35.
At most, you'd say 40.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But 54, really? How often do you see actors and stuff and they were like never young, you know, they were always old. They look a certain way. So Selwyn's probably looked like he has for forever. And there comes a point in your life where you don't look old anymore, you look young. I used to have a baby face when I was a baby. Sloan Ranger adds another one for a turkey. Craig Farr, also another one for 4-bagger. Chewy on a double. Hey guys, great video. Sean Friendly! He's our friend, is Sean. Hi Sean. How's the video strikes going? Saw your latest video. You threw a lot of strikes in that one. I like the beard as well lately. What a nice guy though, Sean Friendly. Good to have you back on, Sean. Got to get you back over here one time.
Coach Clark, can you find out what Jess is sitting after 2 games? No, we have to ask her.
We can, yeah. Jess, what did you have first and second game? 179, 189. She didn't really want to tell us. So how's things in the States, Sean? Selwyn is that old? Yeah, he is, Sean. Can you believe it? But you're about the same, aren't you? You're kind of senior age, and you don't look that age. The only thing that's giving it away at the moment is the little grey beard down the side. But you look young yourself, mate. Are you coming over next year, though, Sean, for the 30th anniversary? Sort it out with Ryan, bring a few seismic players. Try and win the Storm event. Be good to see you again, my friend. I enjoyed that tournament we all did together. That was cool. Video strikes are great. Next time over, I'm a senior. Oh yeah, I'll be playing senior event. Yeah. Good luck with that. Yeah, that could be cool. Yeah, you got to come next year, mate. Get it planned. Long time in advance, because the 30th anniversary is going to be somewhat special, I think. There should certainly be more money in the event next year. It's quite a big deal, it's 30 years, isn't it?
Lots of protests here. Yeah, we saw it yesterday in Bolland. Protests.
Yeah, we best not mention too many political things. Depends what sort of side of the fence you're on. Are you a Republican and a Democrat? A lot of the Republicans seem to be on the Democrat side at the moment. I'll be honest though, I'm going to say one thing on it. It's going to be entertaining.
Yeah, being on this side of the pond.
Oh, as an outsider looking in, it's like the best reality show I've ever seen. And it's still going. It's going to be a beautiful thing. A beautiful thing. We're going to make bowling great again. Sean says he'd love to come over. He had so much fun with us. I'm not going to take no for an answer, Sean. You come in one way or another. Even if we have to tell Ryan to pay for it himself out of seismic money. You deserve another trip over here. And good luck with the new balls, by the way. I like an American promoting a British company. Doesn't happen too often. And Sean there says 30th anniversary will be great. For those of you that don't know who we're talking to on the chat there, Sean Friendly is the guy that does all the videos for Seismic Bowling. And to be honest with you, Sean, I'm missing the funny ones. I don't mind your bowling videos when you know talking about the product and stuff like that. But I like the little videos you were doing before. I think it differentiated Seismic from other brands. I want to see the comedy coming back. You're welcome, mate. So about 7 frames in, game 3. And the pick of the featured pair at the moment is Ole Abadjord with a strike, 2 spares, and then a 4-bagger. Craig Farr's stringing the strikes, 6 in a row now in frames 3 through 8. If you just joined us, you're watching the 29th Irish Open live from the 18-lane Leisureplex Centre in Stillorgan, Dublin, Ireland. We're into the final squad of qualifying. It's squeaky bum time, as they say over here. Who's going to make it? Who's not? Place your bets. And those that don't make it will be in the Desperado. For sure. Ole Abbotsfjord adds another one for 4 in a row on this featured pair. 58 in the 3rd frame with 4 strikes in a row. Are you playing out in the military championships, Sean? You up in Vegas? I think is it this weekend or something? The Army Championships were on. Are you up there playing it?
Yeah.
This week? Yeah. Massive tournament, that American Service Championships. I'd love to see a lot more American servicemen on these tours. Young man on lane 8 looks a bit scary. Wrong foot, but he's scoring right. Yeah, Mr. Hemsley. He's a character. Apparently, Sean, there's been quite a few people have tried to get him to bowl off his correct foot, and he just can't do it. So I think we're going to run a competition on Talk Temp and to find a coach that can correct him. You're obviously a good coach if you can sort that out, because his muscle memory now is just at that much of a stage where he would find it really difficult to bowl off his normal feet, which it shouldn't be hard, really. Just remembering which foot to start up on.
Yeah.
I guess most of you have seen that video of, I forget what he's called now. He's teaching everybody a 5-step approach, yet he does about 7 steps. And he's counting them out while he's doing it. And he's still doing 7 and counting them as 5. He's got a website called whipthewhack.com or something. You guys will probably have seen it at some point. You was playing the military championships. How did you do? Tomaldino. Hey Dom, loving the coverage. Heard you talking about smells of bowling balls on an earlier episode. Can they make one of Guinness? Have a word with Storm. Mr. Somoff was saying he wanted a whiskey one, but they've not gone for it yet. What smells have they done for Storm balls then? They've done like a mix of all sorts. I presume they've done apple and cherry and
butterscotch.
Chocolate. Done chocolate yet?
No, don't know yet.
Yeah, good way to get to everybody's chocolate. If people just sat there licking the ball before they... Maybe that's the next thing for a ball company, to put taste. You get a mouthful of oil.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or maybe you put oil, you put an additive into the oil to make it like taste nice. Yeah, what's the next innovation for bowling balls, do you think then? Motive have got their logos, Storm have got the smells.
Yeah, and double dual core right now.
Yeah, dual core. We've got the cosmic light balls with LEDs in them. What's the next thing?
Hammer has the cover with carbon in it.
Who? What?
Hammer, with carbon fiber in the inside of the cover to get it much stronger.
Who's done that one?
Hammer.
Who?
Hammer.
Hammer, have they?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
That's just little strings of
Yeah.
carbon fiber inside of the cover.
Ah, here's one for you. I bet a lot of you didn't know out there. I did a bit of research last year, and I don't know how I found it, but I found out that asbestos was used to be put in the rubber balls. But back in the day, Manhattan Rubber, and I did a bit of research on it, and the factory that made Manhattan Rubber, the actual rubber itself, gave the compound and all the rest of it to the bowling ball manufacturers to use, and it actually had asbestos on it at first, and I was trying to trace back when it was actually taken out, and I got it to about very early 70s, I think, that it was removed, because I think there was some kind of court case in America where people that had worked in a factory that were making the products had got the lung disease that you get from it or something and died. But then when I asked the industry if they knew anything about it, it was surprisingly quiet, if you know what I mean. Nobody seemed to know anything about it or really want to comment on it. And
everybody knows it, but
I told my friend Mario Joseph, a big coach out there in Europe, I told him about it, and he says, well, if that's true, I should be dead. And I said, well, did you drill many rubber ones? He said, well, I drilled a few of them, but not too many. So it's up in the air. I don't actually know if it's true or not, but from the research I did do, it points in that direction that there was once asbestos in bowling balls. If there's any investigative people out there, go have a look yourself. Type in asbestos and bowling balls and see what comes up. But I did find a few little bits and pieces. Cheese and onion. Yeah, I'm not going to say what Tom Aldino said. Yeah, cheese and onion flavour bowling ball, that'd be cool. There's actually an ice cream store in Venezuela, in Merida. I went to it, and it sells 700 flavours of ice cream. If you can think of it, they can make it. So you've got onion, ham.
700?
700 flavours. It's you look in the Guinness Book of Records, it's a true fact, not making it up. It might be more than 700 actually. But with the problems in Venezuela at the moment, I think it might have closed down for a little bit because they're having trouble getting the stuff to make the ice creams. But yeah, if you can think it, they can make it.
Cheer boys for the show. We'll be
we'll check back later for him off to see if I can make it into another squad. You'll be in the final step then.
No, Coach Carter's going to bowl. Make it. No, he's bowling somewhere.
Yeah, but he's not going to see in another squad, bro.
Oh, no, there'll be no more squads now. We've got the Desperado straight after this, and then we're into the final step 1. How many games is it tonight?
3 each, I think.
Oh, we've got 2 steps, haven't we? We've got part 1, part 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did say it, Tom Aldino. That's the beauty of a live. You just say it and then realise what you've just said.
3 games.
232 for Ole Pekapagari. 186 for Ben Harvey. 225 for Ole Abbotsford. If he strikes, and Jess. Keep it on the lane. No. 196. Look up Matthew Stevens bowling. He's a 2-handed backup bowler on the wrong foot, but he really scores. Let's have a look at him. Matthew Stevens bowling. Everyone else out there, Matthew Stevens bowling. Have a look at it. That's what we need next on YouTube. We need a video. You know, I've got these videos of people smashing things up when they go bowling and throwing it up in the air and all the rest of it and falling over. We need a video of unique bowling styles. All the weird and wonderful styles around the world. I mean, that would get a lot of hits. There's one for Jason to do. He seems to be busy making videos at the moment. I briefly saw one that he'd done over the last couple of days where he's got an alter ego of Bentley and he's interviewing himself.
Thanks for the link, Sean.
Yeah, have you got a link? Oh, you won't be able to put a link on there, though, will he?
Yeah, he can.
Oh, he can?
Yeah. He's an admin, so he can post links.
Ah, you made him an admin?
Yeah.
Only trusted friends get that.
Yeah. We'll have a look.
Right, so we're going to go just off to a short break, 3-minute 29 short break, and we'll have another look at the code, Storm Code Black. We'll probably have to put a few more videos in over the next couple of days and mix them up for the sponsors. But we'll be back in about 3 minutes' time. Don't go away.
Hey Storm Nation, I'm Steve Plemkin, and we're here with Del Ballard, your Pro Tour manager, and we're excited to demonstrate the new Code Black for you today. Now, Del, you have a little bit of experience. I know you saw this ball go down the lanes in Japan, and also some of our international staff players when they came over and bowled the World Series of Bowling were using the Code Black. What have you been seeing out of the ball?
Well, Steve, the very first thing I noticed out of it is how it just kept on coming. A lot of time around the corner, a lot of times with guys that have high rev rates, the asymmetrical balls are kind of just quit. They'll slow down, get to the preferred spin axis, and just kind of slow down. Code Black just kept coming, so you never lost that entry angle going into the pins.
And that's for the high rev players, like you were saying. At the pro level, we definitely see that.
Yes. And for the lower guys who threw the ball a little straighter, you know what? Just barely cracked the shell a little bit, make it start a little sooner, and just kept on coming. It allowed them to play about 3 to 4 or 5 boards deeper than they normally would, and the ball would keep coming through the pins.
A lot of hook on the back end. Let's go ahead and turn these lanes on. Let's throw some shots and show you what we're talking about. I think you could see going down the lane, I mean, there was a strong motion. We had 2 different balls, 2 different layouts. Both of them were the 5x5 layout, one with a pin above and one with the pin below. So that's the different pin buffers.
out of the ball itself, the 5x5 layout is very versatile layout. You might go like a 4.5x5 if you're a little less revs, a little lower rev rate, but always keep that mass around 4.5 to 5 inches, and it really gets down the lane and wants to kick on the back, either pin up or pin down.
And I think when we're looking at, if somebody's kind of going through in their mind trying to decide, do they want to add the code black to their arsenal, I think the decision really is looking at, do they need a ball that's going to give them a little bit more hook down lane?
Yeah, a lot of times when you're dealing with solid covers or stronger asymmetrics and they get the mass a little closer to the axis, they have a problem with it quitting on the back. You can drill this ball up a little bit, just a little farther from the axis, and my God, shit comes around the corner.
And that's one of the things I know when you're out there on tour working with the best players in the world. When you're looking at some of these layouts and trying to find out, exactly what kind of a motion you're going to get, you're trying to control the break point, trying to control entry angle, trying to control motion down lane. And that layout can be key in terms of them getting the look that they need in order to strike as much as they want to, right?
Yeah, exactly. Sometimes, a lot of times, too much back end's not good. But if you can control it when it hooks and when it starts by using a little bit of surface, it'll definitely give you the motion.
All right, Dell. Well, hey, thanks a lot for being here. Appreciate it, Storm Nation. The Code Black, it's available November 22nd. Make sure you swing by and visit your Storm VIP Pro Shop and reserve yours today.
Yeah, but smoking. Get a break. Huh? What? Around 100 people. Yeah.
Right, we're back then at the 29th Irish Open. And what are we in at game 4 now? And on our featured pair, we've got Harriet Rose Harmon from England. Redhead wearing a German shirt, actually, Deutschland.
Yeah.
Just to confuse everybody. Adonis Baltonis. Teresa Watts and Julian Viscokis on our featured pair. What have I missed on the chart? Anything?
Not much. Only the.
Oh, did we see that video then? Of the unusual style. Two-handed backup. I've seen JT Jackson bowl back up quite a lot, and bowl 300 to be back up, but I've not seen a two-handed backup. This guy, yeah. Oh, actually, having said that, no, Daniel Vezis from Latvia did it in the World Cup in Vegas last year, and it worked out early on that he didn't have a shot on the left whatsoever. All the lefties got screwed in Vegas. He worked it out early, so he started doing two-handed backup, and he almost made the cut. was averaging like 215, almost 220, air bowling two-handed backup, which was quite impressive. And then he moaned like mad on Facebook about the lane man. The lane man should be shot and stuff like that, and he got himself a 6-month ban from the WTBA. Got pulled into the office and told off, quite rightly. Got to watch yourself on social media, kids. The whole world is watching when you speak.
It's gonna hurt. It will hunt you down
Sorry?
all the time. It will hunt you down. Social media will hunt you down.
Well, yeah. I mean, I live on it now because I'm having to do it through work, but I try not to put as much personal stuff up as possible. Just a few bits and pieces. People not interested what I had for my dinner. Or if they are, it's a bit sad. So 5 frames in. And doesn't look to be much bowling in front of us here. Not many big scores coming in at the moment. Matthias Reinertsen looks like he's doing okay with a strike spared double. But there's not much being bowled.
Yeah, we have Adam Michael staring at us right now.
Come on. Come on. Who can we get with him? Yeah, give him yours. And yeah, come on. Keep yourself busy. Keep yourself awake. Well, I'm going to get somebody else with you in a minute, but I'll do some with you and then we'll find somebody else to come on.
Hello.
Hello, how are you, Adam?
I'm not too bad.
Some real commentary now.
Sat there watching you eating that ice cream that's more like sludge now.
Yeah, it was red out. It was really hard at first, so needed it a bit softer.
How's everyone doing?
All right, I think.
Hello in the chat, everybody. Have we got any familiar faces down here from the other day when I was in? Coach Carter? Oh, no, he's off. I've missed him.
Yeah, you missed him. He's gone off bowling. I think he's coming back later. So what do you think the cut's going to be, Adam?
There's a good friend, Jamie Elliott. He's on 113 over. He's going to be there or thereabouts, I think.
Round about 113.
I'll be honest with you. When the scores came out after the last squad, I was over in Eddie Rockets. Other burger joints are available. So I'm not entirely sure what it is before this squad. If anybody can tell me. Let's have a look on the phone. I think I remember last time I was in here, somebody in the live chat predicted it was going to be about 100, and I said it wouldn't be far off.
Yeah, I've just been speaking to one of the lads back there, and he was sweating on 140 over.
140?
Yeah, 140, 150. What's his name?
I think that could be pretty well safe.
The lefty with beard, Grizzly Adams.
Glenn Richardson.
Glenn Richardson, yeah.
I think that's going to be pretty safe. Let's just have a look here on the Irish website. Anybody listening, if you don't know what the Irish website is, tempingbowling.ie. Results. Scores after... What's this one? Squad 14?
Yes.
So squad 13. 13:04 before this squad. So Jamie Elliott, 13:12 can take 1, 2, 3 people. And buys, 14:40 for 1 buy, 14:60 for 2. And I think on average there's been 1 player going into the buys every squad if you'd work it out that way. So that's not going to shift too much, I don't think. Still got some decent players in this squad though. Jenny Wagner's in from Sweden. She is in the cut, but she's obviously trying to get up there into those top 8 places.
Yeah.
Who else have we got in this squad? I mean, I can see Sloan Ranger's back out, keeping his arm loose, ready for tomorrow. To be honest,
hard to say, really.
I've been stood at the back having a bit of a conversation with people I've not been watching. So,
well, we've been watching and we still don't know the scores. So
you've been in here a long time. I mean, what time did you get in this morning? 7:30?
7:30, yeah. I was supposed to be getting the lie in, and then I realised that Simon hadn't taken my computer with him. So I thought, we ain't going to get the first squad streamed unless I get out of bed now, so I came along.
What's the two-hander call? Is it Bergenstein? He went off like a train.
Bergendorf.
Bergendorf, that's it, sorry. Terrible with names, Don, sorry.
Yeah, me too, Jeff. 13:04 at the moment, yeah, says Jay.
This game 3?
4.
Game 4.
No, is it 4 or 5? 4.
Sprint finish to the end, trying to make those cut numbers. Trying to make the trip a bit more worthwhile, get some break-even numbers coming in your euros in your pocket.
Right, you get to this stage now where you've thrown a few euros at a squad and just one more.
And then there'll be those people that haven't made it at the end of this one. Another 30 euros, let's get in the Desperado.
Well, Simon, for the last hour and a half, I'm playing Desperado. I'm not playing Desperado. I'm playing Desperado. I'm not playing it. At the moment, he's not playing. No. But then he said, I'm going to go back to the hotel and take my stuff. It's still here.
It's there.
It's still here. He's going to play it.
Yeah.
The last thing he said was, I'm not playing it.
Now I've sat down, he'll probably take it in the shop and give it a good clean ready as well.
Yeah, he's going to play it. He can't help himself. But that's the thing about Desperado, isn't it? It's 30 euro. It's like, oh, well, I've thrown a load of it, or I may as well throw another 30.
He's not going to go amiss. Go to McDonald's instead of Eddie Rockets.
And then you realise after 4 frames what a mistake you've made.
Desperado can be tricky. I mean,
it's a lottery, isn't it? It's a turkey shoot, basically.
You don't. I mean, especially because, as far as I'm aware, every Desperado in the European Tour you play European style, do we call it, where you're on one lane?
One lane,
You actually don't change lanes as well. So if you get a bad lane, you can be over before you've even started, really.
Especially if you know it's a bad lane before you got on it. You kind of done yourself already, haven't you?
And these guys, I mean, even the people that won't have made the cut, they're not bad bowlers. They know what's going on out there. So you've bowled a couple of squads, you've played the whole house. Everybody knows that there's a pair in here that you do like or don't like. So you're getting your lane draw for the Desperado, and it's a little bit edgy.
Yeah. I like the Desperado. You usually get a shock. There's usually like 2 or 3 guaranteed people that make it through, but there's always a surprise package, so to speak.
As a spectator of a Desperado, it's fun, it's exciting, especially if you have a little wager on it. You know. try and get the number right.
Yeah, true. I've seen it a couple of times, especially in Malta, where the guy that's finished dead last has played the Desperado and made it through.
Made it, yeah.
Yeah. They've averaged 120 all the way through the tournament, and all of a sudden they ball the game of their life, and 226 gets them in.
Well, 2016 Mr. Desperado, Elliot, I think he might be going for the Desperado because they've not quite made the number yet, I don't think. And I'm only calling him Mr. Desperado not because he relies on it only for making cuts, because obviously he's a fantastic bowler, but pretty much every time I hear that he's had to bowl a Desperado, he makes it.
Yeah.
He's got a really good
record
percentage ratio of making it through Desperados.
Imagine if you played 20 Desperados and never made it. Does there come a point where you think, I'm stopping throwing this 30 euro because I just don't do it each time? Or you actually bowl a good game and every time somebody beats you by a pin?
I think you're always going to play because worst comes to the worst. I've seen people throw 8 brookies for 250, you know?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
You've always got that in your locker.
What's the key to a Desperado then, Adam? Have you played many yourself? Would you get on there and just race through it and try and put a score in for people to chase, or would you like to sit back a little bit and, you know, be 2 or 3 frames behind everybody and then know what's going on in front of you?
Me personally, or do you mean?
Yeah, you.
Me personally, I'd hang back.
Yeah.
I like to know what I have to hit, and I like to think that under pressure I can make some good shots. I can't remember having played too many. Not being a total regular on European Tour events and stuff, but you know, if I've played somewhere between 4 and 6, I've maybe only made it twice. I'm struggling to remember. I can remember making one in the English Open one year in Nuneaton. That's the only one that really I can remember vividly.
Yeah.
Because I think I had to sheet from about the 8th. But thankfully, I either make the cut pretty early and it's a relaxed weekend.
You're just not going to bother with it.
Where's the bar?
Well, you're not short of a bob or two, are you? You know, you're doing all right with your business and stuff, so you could throw money at this if you want to.
Very fortunate to.
But you don't actually do it, so.
Very fortunate to be in a stable situation financially. You know, very fortunate to have had a successful businessman as a father. When I was younger, I had a bit more disposable income, what with not having a mortgage and saving for a wedding, etc., etc.
Yeah.
Nowadays, a little bit more tight on the expendable income, but more demand on time, as everybody who will be listening knows. As you grow up, you've got to have more responsibilities that you've got to pay more time
Well,
to.
especially when you're running a business now. You were
Exactly,
working for
yeah.
Daddy before, but now you are Daddy, effectively.
Yeah, and then obviously at home you got the better half, or as we called her earlier in the week, boss. I don't want to say I have to spend time with her because I love spending time with her, but you can't just go away every weekend like you can when you were younger.
Love of your life then, going to marry her?
Yeah, Friday the 13th of October, not superstitious. Touch wood.
Plans for kids? You're going to just get married for a bit, or are you going to go straight in
No
there
plan-
and try for one?
Nah,
or?
no plans whatsoever. Ashley's the oldest of 9 siblings, so she's already done the whole raising kids thing because she obviously helped out her parents. So no plans at the moment for
But you'd have one.
any regrets. I'd quite happily have one, again, when I was younger, I was adamant I was going to have a big family, etc., etc. But with the time constraints on running your own business and hobbies and etc.
Well, the hobbies disappear when you've got a little one for a while,
Yeah,
until they've grown up a bit, or they're involved in the same thing that you're doing. I think you'd make a good dad, Adam.
Thank you.
You're a nice kid.
thank you. There's
I say
there's-
kid, how old are you now?
There's that 20 quid back that you gave me
Cheers,
for the
mate.
first one. 32 in October.
Ah, you're still a baby.
I'm going to be on honeymoon for my 32nd birthday. I've just realised that.
Yeah? Sweet. I was 36 before I kind of got wed, though, and 38, 39 when I had my little one.
Well, there's something me and you do have in common. We are both punching.
Oh, way over. Way over. Yeah. Well, I worked it out, and no disrespect to all the women in England, though. I didn't think you were good enough for me, so I had to go to Venezuela to get one.
Absolutely.
But I always like different. I've always been a sort of person that doesn't go for the regular.
I've seen, I don't think I've met your good lady in person, but I've seen plenty of pictures with you all looking really happy together. She's a
Yeah.
very, very attractive lady.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, she's definitely that.
Only the best for you, Dom.
Well, you know, sometimes the good looks masking the beautiful person inside.
Shall we talk about some bowling?
Yeah. Yeah.
So did you say game 4 coming to an end?
Just about.
Nothing much exciting happening on the feature pair.
Nothing at all. 141 from Harriet, 172 from Teresa, and 156 from Julian Viskokis.
Off to our left, I can see a string of strikes. Actually, the game's just finished. 2:47 we're finished up down there, so lower end still playing good.
Yeah, middle order seems to be a bit iffy.
Bit iffy, bit up and down.
At this stage, anyway. But having said that, looking down the field, it's not the strongest squad we've had. No disrespect to a lot of the players out there before
Yeah, the
you all
last
get texts from people watching saying that he's calling you rubbish on stream.
we're not going to be able to stand up. People stood behind us ready to lynch us.
Yeah.
The last squad can be funny like that. It can be full of
Potential and not reached.
it can be full of people trying to make buys, so it can be a really top quality squad. Or if those people are pretty content with where they finish, like for example me, it can just be the people trying to make the number. So it can be a bit up and down the last squad.
And it's not it is a full squad, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
So, yeah. So there is still a lot of people still thinking they can make it.
Our Finnish friend Pajari, formerly known as the unpronounceable name on my last live stream, he's working 4 in a row going into the 10th frame over on lanes 13 and 14. Just let go of the ball now. Yeah, come up late for a 2-8. Now, running theme actually this week that I've noticed, even though the lane pattern is friendly, there is an out of bounds to the outside if you go too far. Or hang, as one of my fellow commentators called it. So 2 8s, 2 8-10s, 2 10s, common leaves on this pattern, even though it is fairly friendly.
So for a high-scoring pattern, it's not that high-scoring in a sense.
I would say easy to trip up on is what I'm trying to describe. I
Yeah.
would say high-scoring pattern definitely, but if you just take your eye off the ball just slightly, you can run into some trouble. And then, like you put me right in one of our other live streams, pins have been in for 3 weeks as well, so new pins not falling down easy.
Yeah, more corner pins, more 7-10s.
But if anyone's going to be with us watching some of the later shows, yeah, look out for players just maybe missing their target right or missing at the bottom of the swing. And the ball feeding out just a little bit to the right and leaving 2-8-10 combinations. I think you're going to see more of those combinations rather than through the face big 4 or through the face big 2.
Yeah. Where are you playing in England at the moment, league-wise? Do you bother?
Still back in Hull. The local AMF closed down as part of the joining of Hollywood and AMF, or the original bowling company. So now we only have the Hollywood Bowl on a place called Kingswood Retail Centre. So
yeah, I've seen that one.
They've allowed, I think, 5 leagues or 6 leagues in total to move over. So I'm playing on a Wednesday and a Thursday there, just basically to keep the arm free. Not really much opportunity for practice, as with these big commercial bowls. You can't really go on a weekend, because if they give you the lane for £1 a game or something, they're losing £5 a game.
Yeah.
Because they really are busy from 10 till midnight, really.
Yeah, we touched on this in one of the interviews with one of the other people, that maybe bowling needs to start playing midweek where possible.
I think I briefly heard that. Was it?
I think it was Nick.
Was it Nick?
Nick Kepi.
Yeah, Nick from.
And he'd happily give free bowling in his centre for leagues and tournaments if they played through the week as opposed to the weekend.
Yeah, I was sat in my hotel room and I flicked onto YouTube, and I think I flicked on when he was on. Heard him saying about giving school kids free bowling and trying to entice them to join the junior leagues.
Yeah.
Good idea. Great idea.
Yeah, he said he did it in Streatham years ago, and Ian Shahid and a lot of the other ones that came through as juniors back in the late 70s, early 80s were due to getting free bowling to start with and got hooked that way.
It's a good idea. I mean, with any sport, the popularity stems from kids, because obviously kids grow up with the sport and stay with it. So with YBC numbers dwindling in the UK, it's a bit of a worry. There are a couple of places geographically that are bucking that trend. I mean, I know Stroud's going from strength to strength. And
yeah, they're making big efforts to do it, though, aren't they?
Speaking about my geographical area, Hull YBC used to send the most kids to the junior nationals every year. There was over 100 kids going. Now the whole YBC is, I think, 16 bowlers.
Yeah. Well, it's something I understand more now, having a kid, is that the price of childcare on any given day for 2 or 3 hours is quite expensive. So if you send your kids down to a junior league where you know they're safe for like 3 hours, that's cheap childcare on a Saturday morning.
Before I was mobile with like a moped or a car with 16, 17, on a Saturday, my mum had dropped me off at the bowling alley on her way to work. Now, YBC started at 9 o'clock. She had to be at work for 8:30. So I'd get dropped off at the bowling alley at 8 o'clock, sit outside, wait for the doors to open. And she wouldn't pick me up until 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and all she'd give me was a tenner. So I was looked after for a day with a tenner.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
I think a lot of us kind of started in bowling that way. We just hung about the ball all day, ended up getting a job doing the shoes, or getting your free games, or whatever else. And we used to get free games for pretty much everything, but then we'd build up a collection of about 400 free games, and then we're getting taken offers because we were selling them to people. Not only met they were, child labour. They weren't paying us anything. They were paying us 3 free games an hour, which, when you look at it, that's quite a lot of money. But
it is nowadays.
It is
like
now.
18 quid, that.
Yeah, but back then it was like £1 a game, wasn't it? So you were getting like £3 an hour if you were lucky.
Yeah.
And
no, I mean, the old AMF centre was a bit more geared towards competitive bowling. So we had some
family-friendly centre, though, wasn't it?
We had some really good leagues there. 20 lanes of 4s, 4 days a week, and good practice rates, good practice availability, and the managers were always really open to ideas. So I let them advertise in my business, and they gave me free bowling as a reciprocal business type
mutual
thing.
deal. Yeah. When it closed down, did you get anything from there as a keepsake, or?
No, I actually missed the closing party, but they did have a big closing party. I'd about 2 months before it decided to close, decided to have a year or two sabbatical from bowling, so I missed the closing party, which I have a bit of a regret about, to be honest, because I'd spent nearly 3 days a week there since I was 10. So yeah, a little bit of a regret, but
I think I was Monday to Sunday. I was at the ball every day for hours on end. I'd go after school and then get the last bus home.
Well, when I was mobile, when I got my moped when I was 16, they used to have to kick me out at the end of the day, 11:30. So I'd come home from school, homework, house chores. If I was playing league, get to league, and then stay there. Or if I wasn't, arrive at the bowl for when league finished, 9:30. Stay there for a couple of hours to be kicking me out the door to get me home. That's how I became good friends with Paul. Obviously, the top bowler in the city at the time.
Yeah.
And then he obviously moved on to bigger and better things, but I just used to not let him leave and sit at the back of lanes and talk to him for hours on end, trying to get knowledge out of him. And
did he have a stutter with you at first as well?
yeah.
He was always right nervous
Very
around
shy,
people.
very shy. He's still a little bit shy now, but he's come out of his shell a lot more.
Oh, a hell of a lot, yeah.
He's still a little bit shy around new people, but by God, if you put today's Paul next to 15 years ago Paul, he wouldn't even recognise himself.
Yeah.
Still a quiet character. His parents are quiet characters. Lovely people, really lovely people.
He's been brought up really well, hasn't he, to be fair.
And I like his brother as well, if everybody knows.
Ian, yeah. Ian Moore.
The winner of
Stars in Their Eyes.
Stars in Their Eyes.
Yeah, grand champion as well.
Mr. de Berg.
Yeah, Chris de Berg.
I'm not going to sing it for you.
No. I had a joke with, we used to call him Bookworm, Ian Moore.
Did they?
Yeah, I called him Bookworm because he looked like, a little bookworm with his glasses and stuff like that. He bowled the counties in like 1992 or something. And he wasn't that good a player. He certainly wasn't his brother.
No.
But what a lovely lad.
Well, he's working, I believe, in West Yorkshire now. Let me get this right. He's either a school lab technician or head of science or something in that area.
Right.
So, obviously, a very intelligent character.
Yeah. Well, he had a career as a singer for a while after Stars in Their Eyes.
Unfortunately,
he gigged quite a lot until he had an operation on his throat.
Unfortunately, he got globules on his vocal cords, which I think they're painful, but they obviously affect your ability to hold notes and things. So that the singing side of things took a bit of a backburner.
Yeah, I went out to the boot sale once, and all they had copied DVDs and films and all the rest of it, and music, and there with his album. So I bought it and I got him to sign it for me.
Fantastic.
I said, "You've made it now. You've been bootlegged."
Jay says, needs to be more centres like Shipley, Stroud and Farmer are great centres. Now, the running theme there is that these are all independents.
Yeah.
That's where I think competitive bowling, the future is for the UK.
We've got to forget the chains, full stop, apart from the chains that want to have a few leagues.
Yeah, unless we can come to a mutually beneficial agreement with the proprietors, the future in chains is looking pretty bleak. I mean, when I say mutually beneficial, no proprietor in the right mind is going to give away a Saturday when they can earn thousands of pounds off open play for a tournament where they can only make 800 quid. It doesn't make sense. So there needs to be beneficial for both parties.
The sport's got to remember that we don't own anything. We don't own no centres or anything. We rent or we borrow what other people have invested in. So yeah, you're a businessman, you know what it's like. You've got to make your money. You've got to pay the shareholders or pay the boss.
I think it's a very lucrative business. I think there is a lot of money to be made in the bowling industry if you do it.
Hollywood are making loads.
Absolutely, but they're doing it from obviously the Joe Public point of view. If I had enough money, I'd love to open a bowling centre. For example, 2 stories. Keep the bottom for open play, keep the top for competitive bowling, so you could rent it out during the week to coaches. Every weekend have some sort of tournament because you've got adult tour, junior tour, senior tour. You could keep it busy both ways, but try and keep both areas of the business happy. But
I'd look at it for a while because Nick Kepi, again, he kind of told me, I wasn't sure at the time if he were throwing me a bone. He basically said, if you could find a venue in the right place for a national academy type thing, then he would put equipment in it for free.
Who was that?
Nick Kepi.
Okay, yeah.
So,
like a centre of excellence or something?
Basically.
Like a bowling version of St George's for football?
Sort of thing, yeah. But
cool.
I looked at the idea as a whole, and everybody's had that same white elephant idea of having a centre of excellence, and how would it ever make any money?
That's the big question. That's the big question.
My answer was, you have a fluid type centre where half the centre was maybe Brunswick, half the centre was AMF. So you've got all the technology from the 2 main companies there. They put it in free, and it becomes a place where they can send all their customers to go see the products, and you've got them side by side, like an industry type one. So you're getting the equipment more or less free and updated by the 2 companies that are invested in it.
So every time they bring out a new pin spotter or something, they come and change
it. They put it in there.
Okay.
The same place, coaches, It trains the staff.
Yeah.
So you've got Hollywood would use the venue to send their staff to be coached and trained in management, in mechanics, in all aspects of the sport, basically, and the industry. And then you would have your coach inside with your BTBA side. They would get a little area where they could
Sounds
operate.
interesting.
You have your cats or your specto in there as well. And everybody puts something in to get something out of it.
Sounds interesting.
The whole, it has to be, you know, it can't be just 1, 2, 3 or 4, it has to be everybody.
Yeah.
You put in and you get out what you put in, basically. And I think that's the only way it would work. And daytime, up till about 6 o'clock, it's a training centre for all aspects of training. From 6 o'clock onwards, it becomes a place where everybody starts doing the training for real, really, because customers are coming in and it's making an income during the evening and some kind of income during the day. I think that's the only way it's ever going to work. We're never going to get a training centre.
You've got me on board.
Yeah,
That sounds good.
it's only it's only an idea. Not really fleshed it out with anything.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
But then I was looking at venues, and
Have to be central, wouldn't it?
well, I identified Leeds as the best centre in the country for the centralness of everything, because you're 90 miles from the west coast, you're about 90 from the east, you're 200 from London and 200 from Edinburgh.
Yeah.
So you, apart from your extra hour at the bottom there, or an extra couple of hours there, you're fairly central.
Are you looking at that from just a geographical point of view? For
Basically,
the distances?
because you're on the M62 and the M1 on a cross.
Would you not argue that you should look at also population density, so maybe just bring it a little bit south? No, I'm not saying like...
Yes, no, but I was looking at more road venues, because I was thinking of like Nick Kepi could relocate his operation to there, and you have a big enough building to have a warehouse there as well.
Okay, yeah.
So they would deal out of say Leeds and not Kent, and they'd be getting the stuff through Hull and Liverpool at the other side,
okay.
as opposed to through, Folkestone.
Works for me. It's only an hour to Leeds for me.
Oh yeah,
That works for
yeah.
me. Are you a Leeds fan, by the way? Because we've got
Sort of.
we've got Brian Murphy in the chat.
Thanks.
Leeds 1-0.
Well, I am at the minute because they're winning.
Yeah.
Generally, I just
They're
like
losing,
pay
you
no
don't care.
mind. Yeah, the other thing about Leeds is it's I nearly said the word then. It's a pit at the moment. It's not,
What, the Merrion Centre?
the Merrion Centre,
Yeah,
but it's still big enough to do what you could be done there.
Such a shame what's happened to that centre, because, I mean, not long ago, Friday Fives, the Premier League, I would say, in the country.
Yeah,
People travelling
one of the biggest ones.
an hour to 2 hours
20 odd
every
lanes
Friday.
of 5 man.
I
Well,
mean,
everybody cut the teeth there.
the quality of that field.
Paul Moore, Zara Giles Glover,
Nick Froggatt,
Nick Froggatt,
Dave Parker.
who else played there?
Stu
Williams. Everybody played.
Oh,
Yeah, everybody came through at some point. But yeah, that's never going to come back unless somebody takes hold of that centre. But you still go down there now, Adam, and it's like 1985 when you walk in there.
Yeah.
They've painted it a little bit recently, but they've invested quite a lot of money in Leeds in that area now, in the Merrion Centre. All the car park's been done up, and
straight across the road, you've
the
got
arenas
the new
across
arena,
the road. Yeah. So with Leeds, I was thinking you'd split it into. You'd maybe put 4 more machines, get it back up to 26 lanes, and then half it. So you could have 8 lanes of VIP with a nice curtain across and all the rest of it, and then you've got the rest of the centre for general open play. But you stick VIP next to that arena, and you're going to make a bit of money, I think.
Come on then, bowlers in the live chat. What's your 2 pennies worth on this topic? How can we...
Yeah, how would you build a centre of excellence in England? Where would you build it? How would you fund it? And how would it make money?
And if you've got a spare 10 million in the bank, let's have you.
If I had that kind of money, I wouldn't throw it at the sport. They don't deserve it.
Well,
Not at the moment. It's
depends how much you love it. I mean,
well, I love it, and I would. I'm willing to find an idea to get something like that built, but I don't think I'd be confident going to somebody. Will you give us £1 million? What do I get out of it? Well, I'm not right sure, to be honest. You'd have the BTBA walking in there thinking they ran the place.
Yeah. I'd like to know. I've absolutely no experience or expertise in the running of anything to do with the national sport of bowling, BTBA, etc., etc. But I'd like to know. I'd be curious to find out how we could tap into lottery funding, Sport England funding. I mean, obviously we've got to become a recognised sport first.
Yeah. Somebody said something about that. It's transparency in books and stuff.
Yeah, I've heard that. I don't know if that's necessarily true or not. Not looked into it myself.
Well,
it would make sense.
The last 3 or 4
one of
years
the
we've
things.
had Bear With Us. We're redoing this, and we're no closer than we were 3 years ago when it all kicked off, and Pat left and we got a new chairman, and it was right. We're going to do it. Nothing's happened.
There's lots of changes happening. They have
Tours have changed and things like
Yeah.
that. The Team England side of it's all changed, but the grassroots hasn't.
With the structure of the BTBA, it keeps changing. They have an idea, they give it a go, find some pitfalls in it, change again. When I firmly believe that the people in place can find an answer for some stability. We need some period, years, either 2, 3, 4 years of stability with people in the offices staying in the same place, and then build from there. While we keep changing and changing and changing, then it is going to feel a little bit like being stuck in the mud. But I can understand why they keep changing, because what they've tried hasn't worked, so they've been brave enough to say, come on, let's try something else.
Yeah.
Let's try something else. Let's try something else.
Definitely.
And I, for one, will not needlessly just have a go at the people who are giving it a go because they're giving it a go.
Well, to be fair, everyone that's involved in the BTBA are the only ones that stood up when they were asked if you would like to come and help. And they're doing it for no money. None of them's getting paid.
No, we had this conversation when I was on here with Alex. I'll openly and honestly give constructive criticism. And whenever I hear constructive criticism, I applaud it and listen to it. But
you got to offer solutions.
I don't like just plain old simple, they are see you next Tuesdays, or they're not doing anything for us. It doesn't wash with me, I'm afraid.
No, true enough. It's hard to know what the answer is, mate.
If we had the answer, we'd be doing it already.
Well, I've got some of them, and I'm trying to do something about it. I got the BTBA to meet with the TBPA this year, and Cubic AMF at the same time.
Yeah.
I'm kind of one of those people now that I'm in a position where I can get people to talk. So if I can do that, then something's got to come from that talk, even if it's identifying the problems. Something's got to happen when you put the industry and the BTBA together. I've been going to TBPA meetings for the last 2.5 years, sat in all of them. BTBA not been to any of them.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at it thinking, really? Could you not just do what I'm doing, sit here and say nothing and just be there and then open your mouth now and again? And
if the conversation doesn't happen at all, then nothing's definitely going to happen. If the conversation happens, at least we've got a chance.
Exactly. So they have spoken this year, so I think something might happen. Oh dear. That's what happens when you bring drinks into bowling centres. They get spilled on the floor.
An energy drink explosion behind us. Bowling down in the south has gone downhill. Is that say Bittern?
Yeah.
Bittern, Portsmouth, Havant and Fareham all gone. A lot of bowlers lost.
Yeah, they've had a tough time down there.
Sign of the times, though, isn't it? Sign of the times.
And what have you got in return? You've got Southampton and string machines. That's the difficulty. If you've been a bowler all your life and then you realise that you've got to go 50 miles to bowl, you quit, don't you?
Yeah.
Generally. But the other thing is, why don't we get more community-owned centres? Why don't, 500 people put a decent amount of money into something to own something?
Don't know whether the recession might have something to do with that, Dom, whether people have got the free expenditure.
Yeah, but
whether anybody's got the time.
Bowlers are always moaning about they would support bowling, so why don't they support it with a few? You get 10,000 people on 500 quid and see what you're left with there, and it don't cost much to get the rent of a bowling centre in some places.
I didn't know I was due a shower.
No? Did they get you as well?
No, nearly.
Dry cleaning bill. Are we on game 5 now? Or game 4? Game 5. Game 5 or game 6?
What time is it? What time did they start? 4 o'clock? Must be game 5 then. Must be.
Yeah.
They were in game 1 at 4:30. If they're only in game 4, they've been bowling at snail's pace.
Yeah, so we'll be finished by...
Got to be finished by 7, 7:30.
Because 7:30 the Desperado was planned, I think.
If everybody bowls like Elko's bowling at the minute, it'll be done really quickly. Elko's on 7 out of 8 strikes. Obviously 279 maximum. And Jenny Wagner, wow, what a bowler she is. She's also on a string of strikes, 5-bagger there. Just off to your left on the live stream. Not quite on the feature pair, just off to your left. If nobody's seen Jenny throw a bowling ball, you need to watch, because the next sentence come out, that's going to sound quite sexist. For a lady, she throws it exceptionally well. And I don't mean any detriment to lady bowlers when I say that. I'm sure...
Oh, 7-10! You see that?
Tim Stampy on lane 7, bouncing the 7-pin around the back curtain.
All right, let's look at the time.
Can we get it back on a replay, maybe?
No, we needed to. Well, I don't know, actually. Simon's not here. He could probably find a replay. I'm just looking at the time and maybe go back to it. So, 18:13. Oh, yeah, 2 hours and 17. About 2 hours, 17 and 30 seconds.
2 hours, 17 seconds.
Round about there.
Minutes. Minutes?
Yeah.
2 hours, so let's just write that down for you. That's got to go on YouTube. That is a rare sight in any bowling centre, let alone on a live stream, Dom.
Sure enough.
7:10, and he absolutely nailed it. I mean, there's numerous ways you can make it, especially when pin decks are bouncy, but he slammed that 7 up into the corner, bounced it around the back curtain and smashed it in the face of the 10-pin.
Sweet.
And that feels like a turkey when you do that. I mean, when you're playing and you're maybe in the middle of a string of strikes, you leave a 7-10, you spare it, you just feel... honestly, it feels amazing.
I think sparing the 710 is more important than the 300 these days because you can go a lifetime without a 710.
It's rarer,
spare.
certainly rarer. And then rarer than that would be the Big Four.
Yeah.
And then arguably, the Big Four arguably is the hardest thing to spare. 2810 or 379 for the left-hander.
Possibly, yeah.
Not many.
Yeah, he's got it about the same, 210, 40. We'll check it out anyway. I'll tell Simon. We'll find it and we'll get that up on YouTube.
A little bit more run of the mill that frame from Tim. Just a nice easy spare of a 9-pin.
Well,
so before we was rudely interrupted by the amazing spare. Yeah, Jenny on 7 and 8. Absolutely no disrespect to lady bowlers. Everybody in the mind's eye can picture male bowling and female bowling and the differences in genetics and strength and things, but Jenny really throws it.
Well, I don't want to get into trouble for saying this, though, but over generations of female bowlers, the best ones have tend to be a little bit more stocky, more, you know, the not super
core
slim
strength.
usually.
Yeah.
They've usually been stronger, built bigger
and Jenny would
normally
fly in the face of that theory, wouldn't
she's slim, she's athletic, but
just look at the work she puts on the ball. I mean, you're going to see just at the release point on the live stream, so you're not going to see the rest of her approach, but there's beautiful power positions in her approach.
They're just about to finish, so we'll spin it around to that pair so we can get a good look.
Obviously, we can't slow this down for you, but she's gonna create some late timing with the delay at the top of the backswing. Her hand's going to be in a leverage position on the inside of the ball, and then she really gives it some pop when she lets go of it.
Look at that.
It's a beautiful stroke. It'd be great, maybe for future shows, if we can get some sort of replay and slow down. And
we can do replays. It's just Simon's not here. He knows what he's doing with the replays.
Right, okay. See if we can catch her again.
That actually might be the first 710 I've ever seen live.
Apart from throwing them myself, yeah. I've only thrown one myself that I've seen, yeah. That was in Leeds. That was Scott Banks' memorial tournament. Here she goes. Oh, see that snap the 10 out.
Yeah.
Great action from the ball going through the pins. And if you don't have that extra little bit of rev rate or extra leverage, that 6 pin's just not going to jump out of the gutter and snap that 10 out. She's creating margin for error. That's what good technique and power on the ball and ball does for you. Nobody's saying that you can't shoot 300 or win a tournament with a finesse game. You just have less margin for error.
Yeah. Well, she's throwing a lot of strikes there. What's that, 6, 7, 8 in a row?
Jay's just said the least made spare on the PBA was the Greek Church. Yeah, another incredibly difficult spare to make. And Mr. Einerson wants the camera moving back now that Jenny's finished the game.
Yep.
We sometimes do get carried away talking about other things than the action, so I was just sorry for taking the camera away from you guys, but I just took the opportunity there to point out some good technique going on in front
Well,
of
I'm of the opinion with live streaming that how many times do you see a stream where there's actually no commentary whatsoever?
Yeah.
So you're kind of just watching the action. So
just having a chat. It's
yeah,
like
I mean,
sat in your lounge watching
how
the
many
action.
other people don't actually watch the action, but they listen to it like a radio show?
Yeah.
And then when you go, oh, did you see that? They run to the screen straight away. And what was that? Oh, yeah, it was a 3 in a row or something. But I had a few people saying that they listen to it more like a radio show than they actually do watch it. And I admitted the other day that I don't even watch live streaming. I find it boring. Unless it's got good commentary.
Some, obviously, this is the first trip I've done where I've done some commentary. Thank you for inviting me to doing it.
No, thanks for doing it.
Some of my friends have given me a little bit of feedback and good comments. And they said the same as you. They said, you know, we can watch the bowling and we know what's going on. So you just have a chat.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and it's nice when you talk to other people and pull guests in and have a little natter about saving the world.
Saving the bowling world, anyway.
But like you said earlier, it's like, yeah, you can bitch as much as you want as long as you offer up some solutions at the same time.
Yeah.
But always remember, if you're being critical of the sport and people, then just remember that people actually put a lot of effort in for nothing. They don't have to do it, but they do it.
Yeah.
And when they're asked to stand up, they stand up. If you want to improve the game, get involved. Not sure. Need to come down and have a look. Might be Jenny. Don't know what she's had other games.
We're just getting asked by Chris Sloan who's leading the squad.
Mr. Sloan's out there on the lanes. I thought you might know who's doing
as
okay.
a common theme of the telecast of the scoring system, unfortunately, doesn't have a running tally of everybody's scores. So unless anybody's been writing the scores down, we find it pretty hard to keep on track here.
As Grimace says, you guys are doing a great job. Thank you. Oh, thanks. I'm glad you're enjoying it.
Well, you and Simon deserve a lot of credit. I mean, you're here from 7:30 in the morning to midnight most days, if not all the days, long days like that. Your enthusiasm never wavers. Obviously, it helps you when you can invite guest commentators in and you can have a bit of a breather. And
we can't do it without that now. It's got to the point where, I mean, I was sat here this morning almost falling asleep thinking I need somebody to talk to.
But you don't have to come up with your ideas of your lane side camera and the one down lane and all these bits and bobs that are sat in front of me that I have no idea how to work. You know, you could just basically turn it with a camera and a laptop and leave it at that. So, I mean, obviously you've gone to some expense on your green screen and the studio feature that you've got there. That's a brilliant idea. So,
if you're going to do something, Adam, and you probably know this yourself, if you're going to do it, make a bit of effort, otherwise don't do it.
You could write that on a mug.
Yeah. Gems of wisdom from Dom.
You could write a book.
Oh, I don't know. Can't write.
Very profound.
Yeah, I'm a journalist and I don't even know how to spell. And I should use spell checker a bit more often. I'm just one of them, Adam. If nobody else is going to do it, somebody's going to have to do it.
Robert Mudge, have you seen this? When Tim Stampy spared the 7-10, my wife thought I was having a heart attack. Robert Mudge, you must have been as exciting as we were when he knocked that over.
Yeah, it's nice to see. So one more game and we're going to find out what the cuts and all the rest of it is. And then we're going to have that ultra exciting Desperado.
Looking forward to the Desperado.
Yeah.
They don't dress between the final game and the Desperado, in case anybody was wondering. So you do go on Desperado on the burn. So if you're in the field and you're one of these players that's finished just under the cut, but you've been getting better during the 6 games, then obviously that's going to play to your favour.
You've got a slight advantage,
if you prefer the fresh to the burn, then you're probably pretty much dreading Desperado right now.
Well, did they get practice or are they straight in?
Depends on the tournament, but usually you get either two balls or two frames or a couple of minutes. They obviously don't get full 10 minutes.
I think that's fair. I think they've got to get 2 balls. If you're coming in cold and other players have been on there,
yeah,
they're definite slight advantage straight away, aren't they?
Going back to what you asked me before about my personal experience of Desperados, if you're in the practice, if you do get 5 minutes practice, if you're lucky enough, and you're on maybe a tricky lane condition, you've got to consider spending at least half of that practice trying to set the lane up for yourself, because you're going to be bowling the game entirely on that lane. If you do want to create a bit of hold, stick your plastic ball down the middle a couple of times, or if you need a bit of miss room to the left, then maybe get something dull, 1,000 grit, 500 grit outside where you're going to play. I know I've watched some Desperados where you think, oh God, that guy's struggling, he's not going to have anything. And then the lights come on, he changes ball, he moves 5 boards towards the inside and goes 270.
Demon.
And all it is setting the lane up for yourself. You've got to think about these things.
Now, we saw it this year. I'm going to ask you now. We saw it this year, last year with Paul and somebody else were doing it. Oh no, Brian Voss, I think. Did you do it, Brian Voss? When you're playing somebody in practice before a match, would you go on their side and burn it up a little bit?
I think what you're talking about is maybe Tim versus Stephen Gill last year.
Yeah.
When I was on with Tim, we was talking about it. He actually said that lots of people came up to him and said, "Oh, that was a bit bad sportsmanship. You were throwing your ball up Stephen's side of the lane." And Stephen actually started throwing his ball up Tim's side of the lane. If you asked Tim, he explained he had his best look on the fresh. So he didn't want to mess his ball reaction up on the fresh, but he wanted to stay loose during the 5-10 minutes practice. So he was just throwing balls up Stephen's side of the lane, not to touch his. Stephen took that the wrong way, and Stephen threw his, I think it was...
Thought he was just trying to screw his...
I think it was his urethane ball he threw down Tim's side of the lane.
I've seen other players do it. I've seen Daniel Vezis do it before.
I don't know whether I'd do it or not. You should always take care of yourself first. Now, if you are in such a confident headspace and physical game is right on point, you may start thinking about, okay, I've done me. How can I bring him down? You've got to be, for want of, to rob a phrase in inverted commas, in the zone to be able to do that. Because if you take your eye off the ball for a couple of minutes at the end of practice session, chuck your ball up the other side of the lane, the lights come on, you've got to then go back to your game. If you're not on point, you're going to throw a bad shot. So I would rather take care of me. But if 1 in 100 tournaments comes around where you just, no matter what you do, you're on it, I'd probably consider it.
Yeah.
But that's the difference between my standard of bowling and then the professionals. You know, we speak of Paul or Chris or BV you mentioned, or Tim. You know, it's my day 1 in 100 tournaments. It's their day 1 in 10 tournaments, 1 in 5 tournaments. Their standard, their best standard isn't a million miles away from our best standard. It's just they hit their best standard on such a more frequent basis than we do.
Yeah. Right, we're at the end of that game then. 224 from, who was AB? We'll forget that. We'll go off. We'll go off to a commercial break, and we'll be back in a few minutes' time. So don't go away. Well, let's see the timeless this time.
Good videos.
Timeless. Not affected by a passage of time. The first thing you're going to notice when you hold Timeless is this is a statement piece. Once your hands wrap around the ball, the cover stock, the R2S hybrid, one of Storm's most successful cover stocks of all time, you're going to feel the tackiness, knowing that once that ball hits the lane, it's going to grab the friction at the exact moment it needs to give you the absolute perfect angle of entry into the pocket. The pins have no chance, and that performance is going to be seen time and time again every single time you throw this ball. This is why the ball is timeless. Storm created a new line called the Signature Series to fit Timeless in. No longer are we governed by RGs and differentials. Now we're governed by movement of the ball. The technology in Timeless is unprecedented, it's unique, it's innovative, it's industry leading. You're going to see the most powerful symmetrical weight blocks mixed with our most successful cover stock in history, all wrapped into one bowling ball.
Right, welcome back to the last game of the last squad of the qualifying for the 29th edition of the Irish Open, sponsored by Storm Bowling Products here in Stillorgan, Dublin, Ireland. Now for the last game, for your listening pleasure, I've been joined in the booth by record-breaking, record-holding titleist of the European Tour, former World Bowlers Writing Bowler of the Year on 2 occasions?
Just once.
Just once, sorry.
once.
PBA title holder, 2.
1.
Ballmaster.
Yep.
Can you tell I've done my homework?
Yeah.
Paul Moore is here, ladies and gentlemen.
That's quite an introduction.
Paul
Thank
is,
you, Adam.
you're welcome. Paul is here for this squad supporting his good lady fiancée, Cherise, and he's agreed very kindly to join us for the last game. How's your tournament going so far, Paul?
Pretty good, made the cut. Not made a buys, but still feel pretty confident I can make it through the first round tonight and then go from there.
You bowled obviously with me in our first squad. Did you bowl again today, yesterday?
Yeah, I bowled the previous squad, so I bowled today at 12 and had a good start, but I made a few bad shots that came up and then just the wheels came off a bit early and got a bit of transition, didn't make the right moves and just stuck where I was. I was 81 over for 2 and I finished 73 over.
So the last 4,
yeah, I was just
pretty
like
much par.
And I opened the 10th in the first 3 games as well. I could have had a 270 and 260 first 2, and I opened the 10th twice. So.
Have the lanes changed much over the course? I mean, we bowled on Thursday. So you're talking bowling on Saturday. Have the lanes changed with the amount of times the redress has happened? Traditionally speaking, in patterns, they probably build up a bit in the front when we redress every time, possibly get a little bit tighter through the weekend.
Well, they actually hooked more today than they did on Thursday. I didn't bowl Friday, but to me they hooked more. And then the third game, I think I got to follow a lefty, apparently throwing urethane, so that's probably why I was seeing a bit of hang down lane and a bit of trying to make the move. I tried to move in, it wasn't the right choice, but they actually hooked more early on, but then later on they hooked less. But that was just because of who I was following.
Just in case anybody listening doesn't really understand the difference between the lane breakdown when you're following somebody with urethane to reactive, just explain to the people for us what you see the main differences, so what you're describing with the hang down lane and the early hook.
Well, the urethane just tends to pick the oil up from the front and deposit it down lane. And it makes it even. It doesn't soak up the oil as much, and it just makes the back ends very, very tight. So your ball struggles to make the corner when you expect it to make the corner.
And then in comparison to reactive balls tend to strip oil off the lane completely.
Yeah.
Rather than depositing it down the back end. So it's
and it just, especially when you're following the high rev lefties, specifically Jesper Svensson. I mean, I've followed him a couple of times, and when I have done, it's a noticeable difference going onto a pair that he's like bowled on and practiced on as well.
Is that with or without bonus? Right. Scoring update from Laneside reporter now, Dom Gall. We believe the squad leader is Jenny Wagner from Sweden. She's on round about 200 over, plus her bonus, which would be 8 pins a game. That's 5 8s is 40, if my maths is right. Yep. So 240 over with a game to go. So she's started this game 4 bag of 9, going up for the spare. If she makes it, we've got another 20 pins there. So she's working about 270 over pace. Would you agree, Paul?
Yes.
Somewhere around there?
I would agree with that.
So she's looking at possibly jumping into those bye places.
It's 1460 at the moment is Barry Foley. There's a tie for 4th, but he has the highest last game, so at the moment he's 4th place.
So she's as long as she doesn't mess up, she's pretty much thereabouts for the top 8 at least, for 1 bag.
Top 8, I think she's locked in there. Top 4, she needs...
Maybe another double?
1461 she'll need with bonus.
Yeah. So another double, she should be safe. Did you catch Tim Stampis spare in the 7-10 the last game?
I heard it. I heard the cheers. I was actually... When I was behind Cherise watching, but I wasn't looking at the exact time he spared it. But
how's Cherise doing this block? I know she's not quite made the number just yet. But
no, she's struggling now. She's bowled 3 times. The first 2 squads, she started really good on the fresh. And the plan was to start with the same ball in the same part of the lane, and the shot just wasn't there. It looked okay in practice, and then the ball shape wasn't there, and she struggled the first 2 and had to make some adjustments to equipment she hadn't used before. But she hasn't really found a shot that's carrying very well.
Will she give it a go in the Desperado if she doesn't finish well and make it?
I'm not sure, to be honest.
She's looking good in one of your shirts, sporting the Rog 007 look there.
Yeah, looking very smart. Available at striking shirts.
Yeah, strikingshirts.net. More information really available on Facebook at the moment if anybody's interested. Alex obviously over here this weekend promoting that side of his business.
Available in any colours as well that you may choose.
Just hope you don't leave a lot of those 00 flat 7s in the next rounds.
No, that'd be nice. Kick them out a bit.
Feature pair for the final game: Kenny Jameson, David Van Neelen, Jason Burns, Rasmus Bering. Steady start from all. Couple over the 200 mark already. Only Kenny under. Jason Burns, local lad from Ireland, who actually works in the bowl. Not made the number yet. Not quite sure how he's done for the first 5 games, but looking to finish strong regardless. Off to our right, just out of shot, we've got a couple of front 4s. So we'll keep our eye on that for you, bring the development, see if anybody makes a run at 300.
There's only been one 300, which is surprising.
There is a high game award of €300 at this tournament, which obviously is just going to one person at the moment, which will get split down if anybody makes another 300. I'm not sure if that runs through the entirety of the tournament, or
I think it does.
Whether it's just a qualifying.
I'm not sure. It might just be qualifying.
So there's at least one person in this building right now cheering for these people on front 4 to miss right now. Praying for a flat 10.
That would be Patrick Sorensen, who's on lane 8 at the moment. He's the only 300. He's had the only 300 this tournament so far.
Why does it say PJS at the end of his name? Oh, it's his initials, isn't it? Patrick Yannick Sorensen.
Yeah, I guess they just added that on for effect.
Any big plans this year then, apart from wedding, Paul? No, me and you are both betrothed this year. We've got big bowling plans going back over to America, around Europe?
Not so much in February. I may bowl the Masters in Vegas. Obviously, the weddings aren't cheap, as you know.
Are you excited?
Yeah.
Yeah. Everything planned?
I may not look it, but I am. Mostly everything. Sharice has done a lot of work, but getting.
It's their day, isn't it? It's the ladies' day.
It's a big day. It's a big day. Also, just so. But yeah, it's everything's falling into place now. Just the little things organised. But we've still got plenty of time to make any changes we see
May
fit.
the 6th, but I won't tell everybody listening the venue because you don't want a load of gate crashes, do you?
I'll put it on Facebook.
Ah, right, okay.
No.
So Paul's beat me to it. I'm getting married in October. Paul's getting married in May. So I get some pointers from Paul for the first few months of marriage. Sharice smashing in a turkey there, finishing strong. She's got a fan here, Bobby. Bobby's here to watch it.
Bobby, yes.
Picture getting taken. So guys, we've only got about half a game left, less than that. If there's any questions that you want Paul to answer while we've got him. You want to take the advantage while you can. It's not very often Paul will make himself available for this type of thing.
I've never asked.
Never asked, okay, never asked.
I was quite shocked when Dom, I must have been passing at the right time.
Having spent a lot of my youth chatting Paul's ear off in Hull Bowl, I can vouch that he has got some very interesting opinions on the sport. He's obviously got a vast amount of knowledge, so take the opportunity for the last 10-15 minutes if you do have any questions. Who's going to win? There you go, Paul. You can't pick yourself. You're not allowed to pick yourself.
Oh, God.
Who's going to win?
Well, if I can't pick myself, then it's difficult to say. I mean, you can't go. No, Sloan. Just looking around at who's bowling now. You know, you've got Chris Sloan, Yenny, Foley, of course. You got the Finnish contingent. You know,
the two-handers are looking strong this tournament. Aren't they? You've got Santu and
Santu. I don't.
Thomas Kaiko was the other two-hander.
Yes, that's the other guy. Yeah, and then the other Finnish guy who's 5th at the moment.
Petri.
Petri.
Yeah. Pertu's here. We've got Pertu's not bowling as much as he was, obviously, with his commitments to the Finnish Bowling Federation.
Yeah. It's the way the format is. Anyone can win.
Brian Murphy, great question. What's in your bag, Paul? What have you brought with you over here to Stillorgan?
In my bag? Well, mainly Storm. I have a few Brunswick balls as well. Mainly the ball I've used this weekend is a Radical Ridiculous. It's medium strength Radical ball. IRG solid. Looked pretty good in the first squad. What else have I got? IQ Tour solid. IQ 30. IQ Nano. I do like the IQs.
Sounds like it.
Yeah. Nano has served me well the last few years.
It's discontinued now, but I hear a rumour you've got a box of 4 at home.
3 now.
3? Oh,
I drilled one
out.
I drilled one. What else do I have? Rocket Ship, High Road Pearl. I have a Melee Jab, a Brainiac, Masterman Brainiac. Pitch Black.
Use that mainly for spares nowadays, don't
yeah.
you?
Some tournaments it's urethanes in play. I also have a Booyah, but that's at home. So.
How many did you bring with you then? Is that 9?
I've got 10 actually,
10.
but I can't remember off the top of my head what the other ones are.
Where in Ireland is this? This is at Stillorgan Leisureplex, just south of Dublin Centre, in the 18-lane facility down here. And hi Paul, who's your favourite all-time PBA player? I think I might know the answer to this one. I might have asked you.
Ooh.
I think it's a lefty, isn't it?
I don't really have any favourite players, really. I mean, I've never really looked up to a single, one particular player and followed their career.
Liked a bit of PA, didn't you, when you were younger?
I did watch PA, purely because as a lefty, you want to see what the lefties are doing, and I followed. He was in his peak. He was one of the best in the world.
Anybody else? No.
Not really. I mean,
what about just favourite to watch then, rather than somebody who you aspired to be like?
Favourite to watch.
Anybody that you? Any olden day guys that you like to watch?
Maybe Duke.
Yeah.
I'm watching Duke. I mean, he's very versatile, and the way he can throw the ball, he can throw the ball and attack the lane at any part of the lane, depending on where you have to attack it from. He's very, he goes straight up the boards, book board 1, and he can hook it through board, through fifth arrow. So
the guys around Duke's age. I mean, you've got Duke, Walter Ray, Brian Voss, those types of people. Pretty impressive what they've done in changing the games to follow with the technology advances as well. I mean, they can't possibly be bowling the same way that they were using with the rubber equipment. Well, no, they're probably not old enough for rubber equipment, but certainly urethane or the early polyesters. And
well, you look at the way Webber's changed, as example, the way he throws the ball.
Yeah.
You look at old telecasts of him, if you get on YouTube, and he's off his hand. He throws it firmer and harder off his hand, and now he's like he's smooth as silk now.
Soft, soft.
But with the technology, he doesn't need to do that as much at the bottom to get the desired ball reaction.
Brian's asking you to confirm if you bowl all the 15 pounds.
15 pound, yes.
Have you ever tried 16?
I've never tried 16.
Ever wondered about it?
Yes, but it's just very difficult to get the equipment because unless you're on staff and you get the balls, sent to you and wherever you want, it's difficult to get balls in 16 as it is in 15. Obviously, 15 pound is the most commonly used weight.
Yep.
A lot of the pros, a lot of American pros use 16s. A lot of the guys who, Dom and Stu, they've gone to 16 as well. I don't know if Dom's gone 15 to 16, then back to 15, then back to 16 again. He
keeps changing his mind.
Changing, yeah. And it's only an extra pound, but I think it makes a big difference. You know, you can probably feel it after a while. When you just throw a few games with it, you don't really notice the difference. But if you're bowling 12 games a day in tournaments,
or the US Open 52 games,
yeah, you'll probably feel it at the end, definitely on your arm and your shoulders. But yeah, I've thought about it, but I've never actually got round to actually drilling one, because if I did that, it would mean I'd have to just get a completely brand new arsenal in 16 pounds, and the numbers are different with 16 to 15. The differential and the RGs differ a little bit. That obviously changes ball reaction.
So not affiliated with any ball companies at the moment then, Paul, so you'd have to actually go and source the new equipment yourself.
Yeah, I mean, I could probably source them if, I've got a good relationship with Storm, and,
1486 with bonus for Jenny.
Don't know if you heard that, guys, but our roving reporters confirming to us it was 14, what do you say, 1480? 6 with bonus.
I think that'll be fourth.
Yeah, fourth. I reckon fourth.
Because you had
Barry Foley 1460, wasn't it?
Yeah, because you had 2 1500, Santu had 1499.
Squad leader? Is she squad leader then?
Sorry?
She's squad leader?
Squad leader.
Yeah. Fantastic performance there. Is it Jenny? I keep saying Jenny. Is it Jenny? Is it Jenny?
Swedish, the J's are pronounced Y.
Y's, okay.
So
Apologies to anybody listening who's friends or family of Jenny, me pronouncing her name wrong, but I'm sure it's not the first and it won't be the last. So fantastic performance there from your squad leader, Jenny Wagner, proving decision right to play the last squad. She's jumped up there, more than likely going to be straight through to Sunday morning into the match play round 3. Big advantage that, Paul, isn't it? You don't have to play these short 3-game rounds.
Yes, the first round tonight isn't.
Okay.
The round tonight isn't as savage as the round on Sunday morning. Tonight it's half the field make it from 54, I think, but then Sunday morning I think around 30 guys, 30 bowlers, and it's only 12 spots, so that's like 1 in 3.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, yeah, what you're saying is just over half the field gets cut tonight, don't they?
Yeah.
Down from what is it, 54 to 28?
26 or 28.
Yeah,
and then the 4 come in to make it 32 or 30.
Yeah, and then only 12 go through from that. So
yeah,
big one to miss that one straight into the top 16. And then the 2-game match totals, knockouts. Hopefully see you there, Paul.
Yes, hopefully.
I mean, hopefully not too soon and you knock me out or I knock you out too early, but be nice for an all-Hull final.
It would be.
I'd have to get my finger out for that, I think. So when we confirm Jenny as squad leader, we are going to get her into the studio for a quick interview. Can learn more about Jenny and how she saw the lanes, the changes she's made over the squad she's played. Can't really, as we've said before, with the lack of accumulative scores, can't really get a feel for how many of the players not in the cut have jumped into the cut and where the cut's moved to. So unfortunately we'll have to wait for the scores to be released, but I'm sure Dom will do that for us when we're interviewing Jenny. I'll just check that actually. When I'm interviewing Jenny, you're going to try and get the cut scores?
Yeah. I don't know if we'll have it in time because they take the time on it. How long do you want me to keep on for? As long as you can. As long as you've got questions. About a couple of minutes usually, 2 or 3 minutes. Wing it, ask her the general, how did you play, how did you change anything, are you happy that you got through, and you had 2 spots to do it, whatever else.
So Dom's going to try and get the scores for us while I'm interviewing Jenny for you, but so any of you interested viewers to see if you've got any friends or family bowling in this squad, we'll try and get the information to you as soon as possible. Off to our right, none of the strings of strikes continued, unfortunately, after frame 6. So still only 1-300. That's a bit of a surprise, isn't it, Paul?
It is. Given it's the same pattern as last year, it is playing different. and the pins are brand new, but I think they're brand new every year here. So it's it is a surprise. I thought there would have been more 300s by now, but it's just
Maybe everyone's saving them up for the finals. Let's have some exciting matches.
well, I hope I am.
I hope you are.
Yeah,
Okay.
I hope so. And knock the 7-pin over a few more times.
Are you gonna do anything different? Are you gonna stick with that radical ball?
I'll stick with it. I mean, that 3 games tonight. You're probably not going to need a massive score. So if I, sorry, I'm just.
That's okay. Yeah, good ladies here. All she's after is the wallet. Ah, yeah, we've got some good news. Charisse is going to go for the Despo. You're not going to get change out of that, you know.
I'll bill her for it. It's all right. Yeah, it's a surprise. We've only won 300.
I think that's a good decision by Charisse to play the Desperado. I mean, 8 pins a game as well in the Desperado.
It's a lot. It's a lot in in Desperado.
It's a double, isn't it?
Is a big difference.
So good decision, I think. She does throw a good ball. If she can just pull it together for a whole game,
just
definitely got as much chance as anybody.
To throw 10 good shots.
Yeah. Well, if she has front 10 and then she bowls rubbish, then you'll be sorry that you said just 10 good shots.
Well, 12 good shots, and then she can have the high game award as well.
Well, absolutely. And then you can get your money back.
If that's allowed in Desperado, I don't know if they count that as a.
Is there a prize list online? Yes, there is. If you go to, I think it's irishbowling.ie, click on, across the top there's a menu. There's a participants list, there's entry forms, results, etc. If you go onto the entry forms, there'll be 2 options, one for an online entry form, one for a printable version. It's on the front of the printable version. Yeah, proof, yeah, you got your change. Happy.
Excellent.
So there is a list of the prize list on the front of the printable version, Tony. Which I think first place, €5,000, is that right, Ron?
I think it's 5, and
2.5.
then it's 2.5, 15.
The next bit's quite interesting. I mean, we're doing a match play tournament, so you've got the losing finalists, you've got the losing semi-finalists, losing quarter-finalists, and yet the prize fund isn't the same for 3rd and 4th and 5th through 8th.
Yeah,
that's kind of surprising.
It is a little. I mean, you would expect everyone who gets knocked out in the same round gets the same amount of money.
That's what I would have thought, yeah.
But obviously, then the highest seed gets knocked out gets the highest placing.
That's how they're going to work that.
And so on.
That's how they're going to work that.
Which is different to most of the events. Most of the events in Europe, well, all the events are in Europe, it's always the same amount. Unless you're playing for a placing in a round robin or final standing, and if it's just games, but in a match play.
Well, I know that 5,000 would go a long way to my wedding. I know it would go a long way to your wedding as well, wouldn't it, Paul?
Yes, it would. And expenses for other trips as well.
Sorted your honeymoon as well?
Yeah, it's all we still need to pay it all yet, but yeah, Jamaica.
Very good. It's exciting times for us both, mate. I feel like we've come a long way.
Yeah.
We've grown up.
A
Isn't
long
it
way.
sad? Want to be Peter Pan and stay young forever.
From humble beginnings in Hull.
So, that is it for qualifying at the 29th edition of the Irish Open Championships. Everybody's finished, everybody's taken the shoes off, packing the bags away. Obviously, the people who have made the cut won't be taking the balls home with them. Everybody else, unfortunately, will be. Unless, obviously, they're playing the Desperado, which Dom and Simon, I don't think Simon's chosen to play it anymore, so they'll be bringing you the Desperado action shortly. Thanks for joining us, Paul. Taking the time. I know Charisse was bowling, so nice effort of you. Thank you very much.
No problem.
We've got Jenny Wagner coming in the booth. She's coming shortly, so stay with you a little bit longer.
I think next year I'm just going to say no, interview first, then football and stuff away.
5,000, whoop-de-doo. I remember playing NSTs for £125.
I think they're playing the Desperado song in the background as well.
I might have to turn audio off for this, I don't know. Just 1 second.
There you go.
Do we have to turn audio off for playing this? It's already off. Oh, they've just turned the music off, yeah. Licensing laws mean they have to turn the audio off if any background music's playing, so avoided that one nicely. Yep, Yenny's coming in now. So once again, thank you, Paul. Thanks for sparing the time. Good luck for the rest of the tournament.
Thank you.
Hope to see you in the later rounds myself, but if not, I'll obviously be supporting you as a hometown boy.
Appreciate it.
You're welcome. See if you can add to those list of titles.
It'd be nice.
Yeah. See you soon.
Cheers.
So just waiting for Yenny to pack up the rest of her bowling balls, and then we'll get her in for a short interview. See if we can learn a little bit more about Yenny. Cassie G, thank you very much. I'll try and work that into the interview. We'll see how many hours per week she practices. We'll see how long she's been bowling in terms of years. See if she's done anything differently throughout the weekend, thrown any different bowling balls, changed any surfaces.
Yeah, just sit there.
So sorry for the delay, but we're just getting Yenny mic'd up. Hiya, Yenny.
This program is brought to you by Storm Products, the Bowlers Company.
Okay, we're here with Yenny Wagner. That's the squad leader there. Final squad of the 29th Irish Open Championships. Congratulations, well bowled.
Thank you.
Just confirm the score that you got for us in the end.
1484.
1484.
Maybe?
Very good
Yeah.
bowling there, very good bowling. I'm going to lead straight off with a question from our live chat, if I may. How many hours a week do you practice?
Oh, that varies a lot. Usually around 8 to 10 hours.
Per week?
Yeah.
Okay, so as you can see there, guys, hard work pays off in the end. So how that was obviously the last squad of the tournament. How many squads was that for yourself?
2.
2. And did you change anything much between your first squad and the second squad to add those extra pins?
I changed the ball.
Yeah.
But it was all because it didn't look the same, the second squad, as the first squad.
Do you think that was because of your cross or because of the change in lane conditions?
It could have been anything. I
Could
don't
have been
know.
anything.
Yeah.
Okay. You just know you threw the ball really well and made the number. So you're really happy to go straight into the Sunday rounds?
Yeah.
Looking forward to going to the match play there?
Yeah. I didn't want to bowl tonight, so.
No, it's a long day, isn't
yeah.
it? How long have you been bowling in? Let's see if we can teach the viewers a little bit about yourself. How long have you been bowling over there in Sweden?
Since I was 6.
6?
Yeah.
And I know it's rude to ask, but how many years does that mean you have been bowling?
I'm 22 now.
22, so 16 years.
Yeah.
And how long for a member of Team Sweden?
Oh. 6 years now?
6 years.
Maybe? I don't know.
Tough team to get into as well, so well done for that. So you've got the night off tonight then, so early night to bed or relaxation or
Early night
celebration maybe?
Oh, no. I need my sleep.
You need your sleep?
Yeah.
Okay. So I was told off a little bit from your pronunciation of your name. It is Yenny, I understand. Is that right? Not Jenny?
You can say whatever.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can see on your top there, nice Swedish top there, you've got the Brunswick badge.
Yeah.
So staff player?
Yep.
How long's that for?
5 years maybe.
Oh, really good. I'm struggling of things to say.
Yeah.
I'm struggling here, Dom.
I don't know. You got to do a job yourself. What have you asked her?
How long she's been bowling?
World Cup. Tell us about the World Cup this year.
It was fun. It was a lot of fun.
How was the reaction when you got back?
Not as big as it was in Shanghai.
Yeah.
It was bigger there. But like the Swedish Bowling Federation, I noticed it, and there's a few teams in the Swedish league that also like gave me flowers and stuff like that. So
It's been a good year for Sweden, though, hasn't it? Especially with the Jesper thing recently.
Yeah.
That's put you on the map in Sweden for sure.
Absolutely.
That was mental.
Yeah.
Why is it Swedish bowlers are so good?
I don't know.
You're not a massive
We-
country.
No, but we know that we have to work hard, and we have good coaches behind us.
Is a lot of it the league thing that you've got going?
Yeah, that's a big part as well. It's really important in Sweden. So
Overall, you're pretty happy with where you've bowled in 2 blocks,
yeah.
made a cut. right into the top. You've got 2 buys now.
Yes.
Got to be happy with that.
Yeah, I was a little bit disappointed after the first squad. I felt like I could have done so much more. So.
Well, the thing is now you're almost the female champion already. Because, I mean, a few have got through, but they're having to go through the rounds now. I think you're the only female that's got, obviously, the 2 buys and stuff, so
Yeah.
you've almost got it already.
Yeah, but I want to beat the guys as well. So.
Yeah, too right. You want the money.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what would another $5 mean to you? Would it help you with the tournaments you got this year?
Yeah, like you always need money as a bowler.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So it just means that you can go to more countries and bowl. So.
How will you approach the next rounds then? Will you stay as focused as you were before? Will you be trying anything different? Do you know now roughly what you're going to play with or what you're going to start with? Or
it's really hard to say because it was quite a big difference this squad to the first one. So it's just going to see what happens.
Well, good luck in the final, Jenny. It's nice to see you over here. And your first trip on the lanes in the Irish Open could see you with a win.
Yeah.
And I must be a lucky omen to you. That's 2 in a row now if you win it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I'm going to have to come to your next one now. Well, congratulations, Jenny, and we'll see you in the finals.
Yeah.
Well done.
Thank you.
So that concludes the block. Thanks, Jen. We'll be back very shortly, actually. We're going to leave the stream going.
Please, Kenny Jamieson, please return your score sheet.
We'll go to a quick advert, and then we'll be back in a few minutes' time, ready for the Desperado and some scores.
Timeless. Not affected by a passage of time. The first thing you're going to notice when you hold Timeless is this is a statement piece. Once your hands wrap around the ball, the cover stock, the R2S hybrid, one of Storm's most successful cover stocks of all time, you're going to feel the tackiness, knowing that once that ball hits the lane, it's going to grab the friction at the exact moment it needs to give you the absolute perfect angle of entry into the pocket. The pins have no chance, and that performance is going to be seen time and time again every single time you throw this ball. This is why the ball is timeless. Storm created a new line called the Signature Series to fit Timeless in. No longer are we governed by RGs and differentials. Now we're governed by movement of the ball. The technology in Timeless is unprecedented, it's unique, it's innovative, it's industry leading. You're going to see the most powerful symmetrical weight blocks mixed with our most successful cover stock in history, all wrapped into one bowling ball.
I froze. I was like, I'm in trouble. Don't. That is easier than that. For me. That is a lot easier than that. question. Like, yeah, that's you know, people watching it, you won't see this. It's pretty difficult. We've got a good number, I think. I'm on the second watching right now. Feet, that's. It's getting closer. Those are the good ones for next year.
Just doing all that. My phone was blurring off in my pocket as well.
Everybody was texting you like, yeah,
You sound like an idiot.
just like yesterday.
Willie Wall.
Yeah.
Rather listen to him commentate than Ball.
Not the best balls, I think. Not the best balls, I think. Cheap test boat, 30 euros.
30 euros, yeah.
Normally it's 50. 40, 50 euros. So. Just good house shoes and Oswald.
Chicken down the middle. You should play it.
Everybody making the hotel.
You should play it. Quickly go and get it.
And chase back close again. We're not allowed to go on this.
Dying on the interview there. Dom said, because you know they interview with Swan now, he goes, you can interview her. And I was like,
Let me get the control.
you can take my seat for the Desperado.
And they're off. Someone's got a shot.
You can take my seat.
I can't do it.
I haven't scored once actually.
I can't do it.
Okay, welcome back, and we've got some scores which Adam's going to go through.
Yeah, you've kind of given me the full results standing here, so we'll just go over the main points first and then whip down the full standing. So tournament leader Chris Sloan, that fantastic block, 15.27. 2 buys, so top 4 is Thomas Kaiko, Santu Tavanainen, Jenny Wagner, sneaking in there in the last squad of the day. That's 14.85. Group B qualifiers get 1 round bye. They are Barry Foley, Petri Kituri, Peter Stevenson and Pertti Jussila, and that one lands at 14.46. The overall cut for the general classification stood at Jos Bakker, 13.17, so 117 over. And then we've got some early birds in Group D.
Yeah, Miles Corney, Ashley Gill, Robert Lind, Arturas Baltonis, Paddy Dunn and Alex Castle.
Congratulations to those 6 there from qualifying on the early birds. Group C qualifiers, Dom, split into 2, 27 in each. Where does that put you there? Lee Cocker, 13.51. So anybody who shot 13.51 or above and lower than 14.46, you're going to be playing at 11 o'clock at night. And below that is going to be playing at 8:30, I believe, Dom, is that right?
Looks like it.
Shall we have a quick rundown of these names?
Yeah, go for it.
So, these are the non-bye players. You're going to see Joe Olzerbrook, Rob Thirlby, Paul Moore, Ryan Press, Aidan Byrne, Amandine Jacques, Gav Greaves, Hadley Morgan, myself, Tora Torgson, Kira Ray, Gustav Bjornsson, Brian Gillespie, Richard Teese, Owen Lebioda. This was risky, actually, wasn't it? Elko Gorta, Stefan Klaassen, Dominic Buckley, Laurie Sipila, Sam Rose, Ghislaine van der Tol, Jamie Bottomley, Matthias Reinertsen, Aina Bjornsson, Kenneth Harmonson, Oli Pakapajari, Lee Cocker, Ron Hurt, Wendy Barter, Patrick Sorensen, Tim Stamper, Patrick Mecca, Alan Bride, Michael Bracaniak, is that right?
Yeah,
Bracania?
Yeah, Bracania.
Marcus Bergendorf, Alex Fraser, Andy Gillespie, beg your pardon, Riku Kivella, Stephen Gill, Nico Timpont, Tom Byrne, James Wigmore, Ben Gruzinga, Mia Bewley, and as previously said, Jos Bakker was the cut.
Yeah,
congratulations to all those bowlers. Didn't do too bad reading those names out, actually.
No, you did really well.
That was brave.
There weren't many that were too difficult there, to be fair. So now we're just waiting for the Desperado. We'll find out how many players are going on there, so bear with us.
And we're looking for 3 players to qualify from the Desperado.
Is it 3, not 4?
Taking you to 62 players going on through the tournament. So, quick question from Glenn. You've got the top 53 from the general standings, general classification, plus 6 early bird finishes at the moment, and then we're just looking for 3 from the Desperado. So top 53 from the general classification. So you've got them all the way down here on this printout here, Glenn, all the way down to C45. That's 53rd place in the general classification, because you've got 45 plus your 8 at the top. What score did you hit? 2 pins out.
Come on, Desperado.
Glenn's in the Desperado. He's in.
He's in. He's going to play it.
Thanks for bailing me out of that interview there, Dom.
That's what we're here for.
I'm struggling. I'm a newbie.
Yeah, well, you know how easy it is now. I've been there. You get like one sentence answers and he gets it. Well, okay.
Not going to blame Jenny. It was entirely my fault as the interviewer.
She's a good-looking lass, though, isn't she? To be fair, she's enough to melt anybody.
Anybody would be nervous talking to Jenny.
There we go. So, how long before the Desperado? What time are we on now? About another 10 minutes, I think.
Time for a advert, maybe?
Oh yeah, time for a few adverts probably. But we'll have an advert and then we'll knock off the commentary for a little bit. So keep your eye on the screen for movement. We'll probably put it on the camera facing and then they can see what's happening and when. So we'll go off to a.
Can you see us in the booth? Woo!
So we'll go off to a quick break and we'll be back, and the commentary will go down and just wait for the Desperado to start.
The original phase, when we developed it, we had one real strong thought in mind. We wanted something that was smooth, something that was controllable, something that when it encountered friction, it didn't really jump. In the phase 2, we have a sanded solid. The additive in a solid, when it's sanded, creates very strong peaks, very strong spikes. So those displace oil. So essentially what we're doing is by making those really strong dynamic peaks in the TX16 cover, we're able to create something that reads dry, even drier. But the nice thing about it is you can now move in and you can play in the heavier oil.
So I've watched Kyle Troop bowl for a very long time, and he's obviously two-handed, but his ball speed and his rev rate match each other, so that lets him play anywhere in the lane that he wants to. When you have a ball in his hands like the phase 2, with a slight hand position change, he's able to play awfully straight or swing the entire lane if he wants to. That lower RG high differential gives him that smooth, easy transition on the back end, but he's able to cover a lot of boards laterally with a ball like that.
The phase 2 would probably be one of my first balls out of my bag on many patterns, anywhere from medium to long patterns. Having the solid cover stock, such a strong core, but still being a symmetrical ball allows me to play the lanes a little bit further left. One of the big differences I noticed between the phase and the phase 2 was, with the phase being a pearl cover stock, it sometimes would shoot through the break point for me, whereas the phase 2, the solid cover stock really grabs and reads the lane and continues all the way through the pins.
So we're on. We're back.
We're back.
Yeah, for the Desperado.
Adam Michaels and Simon
Shepherd.
Shepherd. I can't pronounce your surname. I'm sorry, Simon.
Nah,
We've got
officially it's Schepers, but yeah.
Schepers. It doesn't exist in the English language.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we have got a laneside reporter, although you won't be able to hear him. He's running up and down the lanes, bless him. Donegal going to be feeding us some information about who is looking to get into this top 3 Desperado squad. It's going to be exciting, isn't it, Simon?
Yeah, 28 players for this Desperado. So, yeah.
Interesting that it's not a full squad then. 36 would be the maximum.
Yeah. Didn't expect that, but...
And some noticeable names to keep an eye out for. Some people maybe a surprise, some people maybe not, I don't know.
Yeah.
Elliot Crosby, big surprise to me. I thought he'd be in. Local contingent Jason Burns.
Surprise as well.
Yeah, I mean, he killed it last year. He did a really good performance.
Glenn Richardson.
Glenn Richardson.
Lefty
as well. Lefty Appreciation Society over here, Lefty. Future Mrs. Moore, Charisse Denham's in this squad. Yifat Tal from Israel.
Yeah.
Steve K. You were going to go with a name that I can pronounce.
Mika Goldbeck.
Mika Goldbeck.
And we have Richard T's girlfriend as well.
Katie Tagg.
Yeah.
Katie Tagg's here. Jamie Elliott, Young England bowler. So, some really good players actually not made the cut. Out here for this one-game shootout.
Grant Dugan as well.
Grant Dugan.
Yeah. Lane 18.
Some real talent in this squad.
Yeah.
Surprising. So we got, as Simon said, 28 players fighting out just for 3 places. One-game shootout. Top 3 go through. 25 go home. Just in the warm-up, in the instructor mat practice, whatever you may wish to call it. Sean Kennedy, tournament manager, will be making the announcement to start the game. Got to be so important to get off to a fast start in a situation like this, hasn't it, Simon?
I played a few Desperados myself, but
starting off with 2 first strikes gives you a little bit of advantage.
If you can make Selwyn gobble behind you in the first 3 frames, you're looking at a good game.
Yeah. And you get a sticker as well.
Get a sticker as well.
I've been gobbled by Selwyn in Dublin.
I've been gobbled by Selwyn. Don't think he thought about the words in that sticker very much.
Yeah, he knows, but he knows.
I thought Selwyn had been out here giving a Desperado a go.
Yeah.
Loves his bowling, does Selwyn.
Enjoys it.
So, a bit of a disappointing trip for you, Simon?
Yeah. Making the finals 2 years in a row, but...
3rd time unlucky then.
Yeah.
Not 3rd time lucky. No, it's a shame, but obviously everyone here appreciates the work you do this side of the fence as well, so have a good rest of the weekend this side.
Yeah, we'll go to the pub tonight and yeah, sitting here tomorrow.
Well,
like why am I doing this?
I'm hoping I don't go to the pub tonight because that will mean I've bowled well at 11 p.m. and I'll have to be back here for 10 a.m. But yeah, I can understand where you're coming from. Big part of this tournament over here is the fun away from the lanes.
Yeah.
Great location, just here in Stillorgan. It's,
pub across the road.
2 pubs. I mean, Boland's obviously there for the nightlife, bit of live music.
Yeah.
Fun, frolicking maybe. Then just down the bottom of the hill, the Orchard, official partner of the tournament as well.
Yeah.
Decent food down there. Of course, other public houses are available. So on the feature pair for the Desperado, Jenny Turnbull. I'm going to struggle here because the names aren't actually on the screen yet. So I shouldn't have started that. Alexander from Iceland, I don't know his surname, it's not on his shirt.
Probably really difficult to speak. How to get out.
So he's from Iceland. If he's got some supporters here, if he starts striking, they're going to do the thunderclap.
Yeah. Yeah, we have 2 players in as well with a famous last name, but we have Greg Barrett and Thomas John.
Yeah, yeah.
But, yeah.
Now a reminder
is
no changing lanes.
Sean.
And the top 3 scores progress to the next round. Okay, top 3.
Lane 10's got a
So
pin in the
good luck with the
gutter.
bowling.
Yeah, one of the bowlers is clearing it.
Yeah, we're going to the backside view now, just to get a little bit of better view over
So
all the lanes.
there's three players here. Come on, who's your money on here, Simon?
I
wouldn't be surprised if a lady gets through. You know, the
Yeah.
eight bonus pins
8
is
bonus
quite big
pins,
in one
yeah.
game. Effectively, nearly a full double.
I don't know.
I'm going to go Elliot Crosby. Elliot's got some really good success in Desperado games. I'm gonna go for a lady. I'm gonna say Charisse is gonna do it.
I think she can, yeah. Paul Moore's standing behind her, I think.
Yeah, he's obviously gonna be helping her out this game. Anytime
Oh,
you've
she's
got
standing back here. Or?
anytime you've got a bowler like Paul in your corner, though, it's giving you an advantage on the field.
Yeah.
The third bowler could be a surprise package, I think. I'm going to push you for a name here, Simon. I've given you 2. You're going to go for the last one for me.
Maybe Jason.
Jason Burns?
Yeah.
It'd be nice for the local contingent if he does. If he pulls it off. Started off with a 9 spare, so not the end of the world. Usually a good atmosphere in a Desperado, so hopefully across the live stream you'll be able to hear the crowd. We have got probably...
almost a full house.
What do you reckon, 50?
Yeah, 50, 60 people right now. Yeah, we can't see them on
Let's
that
hope-
side, but...
Hope we can get
Oh,
create
wait,
some
we
atmosphere
can.
in it.
I can check it on the other side. How busy it is over there on the screen.
Oh, yeah, okay, you've got another camera over there, haven't you? Charisse has started off with a strike on lanes 11 and 12. Superfan Bobby behind is giving her the double fist pump. Good start from Charisse.
Let's get the camera turning.
Jason on 7 and 8 has gone spare strike. If there's anybody in the live chat wants to know anybody in particular's performance, I've got Dom running up and down the lanes.
Oh, we have John Chu's girlfriend as well.
Oh, that's a good camera angle. Look at that. Oh, John. Yeah, John's coaching her at the back there.
Yeah.
It's hard for us to see down to the lanes 1 to 4. So if anybody is down there, apologies if we don't give them a shout out or tell you how they're doing. Wouldn't it be exciting if there was a 300 in the Desperado?
Oh, the second one.
Second of the tournament, it would
Yeah.
be. What happens if there's a draw, Simon? Do you know?
9 and 10.
Roll off.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That would be
They
exciting.
already just.
They already announced it?
Yeah.
They already sorted it out?
Yeah.
How exciting would that be?
They expected some troubles and they already printed out all the EBT rules, and so they can show it.
Good planning.
That's the rule. Done.
Good. No arguments.
No.
Big 10 there for Stevie K on 11 and 12. Starting the game with a double. Good start.
Jason is out, I think.
Already? That's
Yeah.
a big call already. Yeah, okay, he's thrown a split in the third frame. He's left the, it looks like the 4-6-10 from here.
Yeah, an open frame, so open frame is killing you in the Despo.
Especially with the scoring pace so high, you think?
Yeah.
Just one open frame. Lovely shot on lane 11. I don't think, yeah, the camera's just got lane 11. Charisse just tickled that 10 pin over. 6 pin in the gutter. The head just clipping the body of the pin, falling over. Good start from Charisse. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 players. Not missed yet. Could be a high cut for this game, Simon.
Yeah, we talked about the Dom already today, and I think about 30 to 40 at least.
Yeah, I would imagine so. Lee Crosby, I believe that's Mr. Crosby, Elliot Crosby's father, is it? Elliot started strike spare. He's down on lane 5, so out of view. Just stepped up, left a 2-8 in the 4th frame.
Yeah.
Looking a little bit perplexed actually on his way back from the lane. Looks like he threw that one good. He was expecting it to hit the pocket at least. He's one of my picks, so I'm hoping he's going to pick it up at the bottom of the back end of the game there. Another pin in the gutter on lane 11. These new pins are starting to fly around a bit.
Yeah, they're just put in for the tournament, right?
3 weeks, yeah.
3 weeks.
Yeah.
It's too short, but at least 2 months.
Just to wear them in a little bit, get them flying around a bit, get those flat bottoms knocked around a bit. Matty Clayton's also playing the Desperado. Up there on lanes 15 and 16.
Yeah, he was in the same squad as I was on the first day and shot at 289. 298.
298, he had, yeah. Desperado in this facility going to be very interesting, I think, because pair to pair, very different.
Yeah,
Top end of the house to the bottom end of the house. Lane draw can be a very deciding factor.
Yeah, you have to get a shot on each. Yeah. If you don't have a shot on pair, you be put on, yeah. Forget it.
If you land on a lane and it's already there for you in front of you, big advantage, Desperado.
Yep.
Elliot, back to Elliot Crosby, did manage to strike in the 5th frame. So he's 3 under through 5. There we go, someone getting the Selwyn gobble behind us. Stevie K on lane 11 and 12. Sharice stepping straight up behind him, trying to make it 2 gobbles in a row. Just going to come into your screen as she starts her approach now. Lovely shot off her hand, great balance.
Yeah, we lost the front view camera somehow.
Just came up a little bit high in the pocket there on lanes 11 for Sharice, leaving the 4-9.
Oh, Jason getting it back up. 4 in a row right now.
After you condemned him to the heat, he must have heard you. He's strung 4 strikes in a row, not giving up just yet. Elliot back up, trying to make it a double. Looks good off his hand. Much better reaction for Elliot.
I can't see anything on my left side because everybody's standing there.
You do this side, Simon. I'll do that side. Elliot's made it a double. Not looking quite so perplexed after that shot. Flush in the pocket, 10 in the pit.
Sharice spared at 4-9.
I missed it. It must have been a good one. 4-9, difficult pair to make. Obviously, doable, obviously. But keeping that positive movement in her game.
High scores on that side. Let's have a look.
Jason Burns. Oh, smooth. Oh, tripping out the 6-10 from a cross hit. Brooklyn side. Keeping his momentum going. That's a 5-bagger. If we can get a double here from Paul on the feature pair, we might have some interest on the feature pair in front of you as the game progresses. Hooked in the mid lane, that ball from Paul. I don't know if his body hit it from you, but he's
not really high scoring on the right side yet.
It's been a feature of the week so far, hasn't it? The top end not being as high as the low end.
There's some decent scores getting there, but it's harder.
Been few and far between on the top end than the bottom end, haven't they? Been more consistent on the bottom end. Elliot missed on the next one, so 9 going for the spare. Jason Burns back up, trying to make it 6 in a row.
Yeah.
Perfect hit from Jason Burns, really fighting back after that open frame.
I think he's in if he keeps striking.
I'm going to tell him afterwards that you condemned him after frame 3.
Yeah. I expect it, but...
correct myself on Elliot's score. He actually had an 8 count, and he's missed the spare, unfortunately, 8-1. 133 in the 7, so 7 under. Strikeout for 223. Looking at the scoring pace, that may not be enough.
On that side, we have someone on lane 17. I think it's Mika Gubak with front at 4 in a row right now.
Yeah, it looks like he's after an open frame or 2 though. So again, he needs to go off the sheet to post a respectable score.
Now it's over.
We're going to be jumping around here, approaching the final frames, guys. We're going to be coming thick and fast.
I think Dominic will be here soon with first scores, I think.
Elliot ring the 10 pin. Not looking happy with his game there. I think he's bowled better than his score suggested this weekend, perhaps.
Jason got a 10 pin.
Jason can spare strike for 235. That's going to be there or thereabouts, I would think, wouldn't you? He's going to finish. He's on a pair with only single pace, and a lot of these other ones are at least 2 pace or 3 to a pair. So he's going to finish first. He's going to set the benchmark by the looks of it. Everybody else is going to shoot at it. Steve K, unfortunately, leaving the 210 there. Must have been light in the pocket.
Yeah.
He needs to make a run at this to try to keep his 17 over after 4. needs to keep this clean to stay that, obviously. Charisse is going to step up right behind him, trying to make a double, to go 2 doubles in the game. Jason's up for his fill shot. Just going to be on the left-hand side of your screen.
There he goes.
Nice and smooth, isn't he, Jason?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that could be big. Count could be big.
Yeah.
235. That's the benchmark.
Yeah,
Everybody
let's
remember
see.
235?
No.
Doesn't look like anything on 17 and 18 anyway, Simon.
No.
They're coming to a finish.
Yeah, 17.
17's coming to a finish.
Yeah.
18's a little bit behind.
A little bit down.
Can't see lanes 1 and 2. We need some help for lanes 1 and 2. Single pace on lane 1.
Not even 200 on 17.
Don't think we've got a 200 on lane 1. Lane 2, the graphic is telling them to hurry up. So there's not much I can tell you about lane 2.
Maybe I can see
There's
something on the camera.
There's a turkey on lane 4. There is a big game on 5 and 6. So, sorry, I keep saying that. In a Desperado, of course, you stick to the one lane, so it's on lane 6. It's Craig Barrett, young Craig from the UK, from England. He's had the front 5, 9 spare strike.
Yeah.
Currently 39 over, looking to keep it clean. Glenn Richardson shakes out the 5-10, makes it a 5-bagger by the looks of things. No, 4-bagger, sorry. He's down there on lane 4.
Yeah, no other lanes. Not going to get to 30.
They're just struggling a little bit. Right side of us, 11 upwards, are struggling a little bit. Still time for someone to pack in the back 6 and post a big one, but
yeah,
it's strike or go home time for a lot of these bowlers now. Seven spare for Steve Kay. Also looking a little bit confused. Not happy with his ball reaction by the looks of it. See if I can look down there, 1 and 2. Lane 3 maximum score is going to be 212. Lane 4, there's somebody 20 under, and Glenn Richardson, of course, on 4-bagger, so he's going to be around about 220 so far. Jason Burns posted 235. That is your leading score at the moment. Nothing really much happening on the feature pair. Charisse is 8 over, plus her 8 pins, of course.
Yeah.
So that's 16, so she's got a chance putting in a good finish there.
The same for Steve. Yeah, lane
15G. We've got a clean game with a 3-bagger at the end, going into frame 7. Going into frame 8, beg your pardon.
Yeah. Spare, strike, spare, strike. Yeah. 80 in frame
So
4, but 3-bagger working.
20 over with a 3-bagger working.
Yeah.
So another couple of strikes put him in the 230s. Looks like he likes it. Oh, no. Maybe a little bit slow coming up through the head, through the face, leaving the big 4, unfortunately. That's going to put a dent in his chances. Maybe we're being a bit optimistic with 230 being the cut. I mean, Jason Burns, 235, looking very good for a top spot, to be fair. And we were expecting it to be maybe not somewhere near the 4th spot.
Yes. Charisse leaves us 6, 7, 10.
It's not the time you wanted to leave it after that strike as well.
Get 2 and get on with strike train again.
Well, if we give her the 2, she's going to be 127, 136 in the 7th, 4 under. Maximum score is going to be 226 plus 8, 234, still a chance. She's got a sheet. Glenn Richardson down on lane 4, put in a good game. He's got a 5-bagger working. I'm just trying to use these super binoculars. In front of the 5-bagger, he's got 2 spares, so that is 40 over. He's on the approach. He's nailed it. Messenger.
No, 7.
No.
7.
So 7. So spare, 5-bagger spare. If we give him the 7-pin, he is going to be pacing to 40.
Yeah, he was the lucky one out.
Looking good for Glenn Richards. Missed the cut by 2.
Yeah.
Unlucky.
Unlucky one. Really big games over there, so.
Well, Frey 18, lane 18, second player, Jamie Elliott, needed to score off the sheet, and he's left a 10-pin. So I don't believe any of our attention needs to be higher than than lane 12. Lots of players going high through the face at the moment. Maybe the burn, as we say, or the breakdown catching some people out. Kim Richardson says go Glenn. Unfortunately, Kim, Glenn missed the 7-pin. Craig Barrett did in fact clean the game up, 232. So first is Jason Burns at the moment, followed by Craig Barrett. They have finished before a number of the players though, so not saying by any means that it's all done and dusted.
Cherise got another strike after her open.
Yeah, Cherise goes off the sheet, she's got a chance.
Yeah. And we have a lane 13.
Lane 13, we've got strikeout from Yifat for 194.
The second one.
Plus 8, 202. The second one can go off the sheet for 216. Going to be surprisingly close, I think, 216. Glenn's back on the approach. See if he can bounce back from the 7-pin. Oh, flush in the pocket, Glenn. With a fist pump to follow. Love that one. Back in there on the strikes. Still got a chance, even with that open frame in the 8th. Scores coming in thick and fast. Jamie Elliott finished with 214. That's going to be closer than we think. Closer than we thought at the start of the game.
Yeah, we have Dom running around in front of us.
Dom. He's like a 12-year-old, isn't he? Up and down like a whippet. So if we think 214 is going to be close, Rasmus over there on lane 13 can sheet for 216. So that's going to be there or thereabouts.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for Glenn to go back up on lane 4. Can't tell you just yet. Waiting for the player ahead of him.
I think Cherise is out as well.
Yeah, it's looking a bit bleak for Cherise. You can see it in her face as well. Maybe she's beginning to believe it.
And strike out for
206.
214.
Plus 8, 214. Maybe not over yet.
No.
Maybe somebody needs to tell her that the scoring pace in this game is a little bit
Jamie Elliott is around behind her, so I think she knows.
So he goes off the sheet for 240s. 177. Is he in the 170s in the 8th frame then? 170s in the 8th frame with a strike in the 9th. Hang on. Glenn, 170 in the 8th with a strike in the 9th. More. Right. I'm being told that Glenn's maximum score is in the 240s. And he's up on the approach, beginning his 10th frame. He's looking very determined, very focused. Recognisable crouch down position at the beginning of his approach, and he's off. High backswing. Stayed on balance. Oh, you are joking
Stone
me.
9.
Stone 9. Wow. The only true tap in bowling. Just when he didn't want it. I mean, a strike there. He's looking like sewing it up, and the 9 pins jumped up and bitten him. We'll have to see what his final score is if he makes that and fills the 12th. Well, the 11th, of course. Not troubling the scorers on the feature pair, unfortunately. Glenn's up, he's cleared up the 9-pin nicely. He's giving it the double fist pump, just quietly confident that that's going to give him enough to make this cut, Simon. I know you can't see it.
Nah.
Looking like Jason Byrne and Craig Barrett are safe in the 230s. Just need confirmation on who's joining them. Charisse. Can we turn the camera?
Yeah, we can. No problem.
Charisse is up here. She's got 176 in the 9th. She has struck the first one in the 10th. Here's a big shot coming up here. She's thrown it well. Is it going to hold? Maybe just slightly inside of target. Leaving the 6-pin there. Coming up high, leaving the 6-pin. 196 plus 8 is 204.
I think
we
it's
just have to see.
Yeah.
We have to see. Can't see many 200 games out there, Simon.
No, it's just 230, 230, and yeah.
Elliot finished on 178, Lee.
I think we know it.
Finished open, strike.
I think it's Jason, Greg, and Glenn.
Jason Burns 235, Craig Barrett 232. Scores just coming in from Dom Gall, our lane side scout. Glenn Richardson 222.
Yeah, those
Jamie
are the 3 guys.
Elliott 214.
We have our 3 names.
Do we have confirmation of the 3 names?
I think, yeah.
We need to double check.
I think we have.
Everyone's finished.
Dominic is coming to the black, so I think
182.
We know.
Yeah, we have our 3 names. Congratulations to Jason Burns. Congratulations, Simon, your pick.
Yeah.
Craig Barrett, 232. Glenn Richardson, 222. They are your qualifiers from the 2017 Irish Open Desperado squad.
They have to bowl next first final step as well. Yeah, I think we're going to turn off the stream right now. And
Brian Murphy, just before we go, says you should have had a go with such a low cut. Brian Murphy says you should have had a go with such a low cut. Look.
Yeah.
222. I think you had it in the bag, Simon.
I had it, but you had to hit the right path.
Inside now. He knew he should have played it.
Nah.
So
you had 222 in you, surely.
That concludes the qualifying section of this year's tournament. The 29th edition of the Storm Irish Open, sponsored by Storm Bowling Products.
Yeah.
Simon, you're going to queue up a bit of an advert for us while we go offline?
We'll go to Timeless.
And someone will be back with you at 8:30 p.m. at the beginning of the finals.
Yeah.
Simon, good sharing the booth with you.
Yeah.
See you later.
Timeless. Not affected by a passage of time. The first thing you're going to notice when you hold Timeless is this is a statement piece. Once your hands wrap around the ball, the cover stock, the R2S Hybrid, one of Storm's most successful cover stocks of all time, you're going to feel the tackiness, knowing that once that ball hits the lane, it's going to grab the friction at the exact moment it needs to give you the absolute perfect angle of entry into the pocket. The pins have no chance, and that performance is going to be seen time and time again every single time you throw this ball. This is why the ball is timeless. Storm created a new line called the Signature Series to fit Timeless in. No longer are we governed by RGs and differentials. Now we're governed by movement of the ball. The technology in Timeless is unprecedented, it's unique, it's innovative, it's industry leading. You're going to see the most powerful symmetrical weight blocks mixed with our most successful cover stock in history, all wrapped into one bowling ball.